lasagna literally right here waiting for me to eat, but I can't eat it yet because I got to get my actual computer working because it decided to be like, what's a Wi-Fi? I've never even heard of a Wi-Fi.
Exactly. It's right when you need it. That's when
Yeah,
it just falls apart.
there we go. See, now that I restarted it, it remembers what a Wi-Fi is.
There you go.
Yeah, and we're
And I,
live.
and
That's how
we're
we
live.
start this.
Yes. Just
not,
start.
not to toot my own horn, but I make really good lasagna. So
I've heard we've had a
yeah,
conversation about this before.
yeah,
So
and
I think one week we'll have a lasagna battle.
yeah, no kidding. Mm, I'm surprised that I mean Pep doesn't steal my food, but I'm surprised that my other cat Snook isn't over here trying to steal it. Though she does look pretty interested, so I'm gonna
Oh,
just put her right here. Yeah, and
yes.
I have a retro collection hound right here that I was gonna open eventually when I don't have food with me.
Okay.
Yeah, something really interesting that I only oh down cat down there we go.
It's just chaos.
Yeah. Something interesting on this that I only just noticed. This is a licensed Jeep product now. Um, they have like where is it? There it is. They have like the Jeep branding now, like it's a movie thing
Interesting.
almost.
Okay.
Um, and it's a subject that's always interested me. The very old, the original Transformers, right? In the '80s, they didn't bother licensing these things, right?
Correct.
Because car companies viewed it as free advertising instead of like money on the table. So um, all these old things they didn't have licenses, and nowadays they need to, which is why outside of Masterpiece and movie lines, there's so many like fake cars.
Hmm.
But it's interesting. The reissues used to be immune to that, I guess, because like they were grandfathered in from having been so old, like having come out in the '80s. But the Bumblebee reissue that they did like a couple years back was now a licensed VW. This is a licensed Jeep, so it's interesting. I wonder what it means seeing these on the packaging.
Right. Which I mean, I guess one would wonder how much work is involved in terms of acquiring those licenses to
Yeah,
re-release all the other characters of G1.
yeah. Because something that's been pointed out is I noticed this myself. There hasn't been until these guys. There hasn't been a sports like a license needing car reissue since like 2009 or so. So that's obviously when they started caring.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm getting my computer up here, so I just got to get my headphones on. Why everyone forgot Luigi? I, I I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, there
I
was
didn't forget about Luigi.
a comment earlier relating to Mario. So I
Mhm.
said thank you, Mario, and so Stephen Bach is saying why everyone forget Luigi.
I don't forget Luigi. I like Luigi.
Yeah, it's true. And
Yeah.
Ailmatic Prime, what's up, fellas? And what's up to you? How are you doing? And actually, a question: what's your location?
Uh, is that directed to me?
Oh no, that is directed to Illmatic.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I'm I'm double streaming.
There you go.
I'm double streaming.
Oh, whoa. We just turned that off because it immediately freaked out.
There you go. Twice
Yeah.
the fear of courage.
Yeah. All fear, no courage after that bizarre sound effect.
Illmatic is in Dallas, Texas. So what's up?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I watched the trailer again right before I came here.
Hmm.
Jess hasn't watched it because I happened to say to her, I'm like, I wonder if this gave away too much plot. And she was
Okay.
like, all right, I'm not going to watch it then. I don't know, maybe
Right.
she'll change her mind, but I was like, there's a fairly huge plot twist in this.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's completely unexpected. So it's a question of seeing what direction they're going to be taking the movie now that they revealed that.
Mm-hmm. Um, something that I didn't initially notice, but people pointed out, that new poster that came out with it. Unicron's position there is exactly where he was on the '86 movie poster, up in the air.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah. And like, I'm like, all right, so Bumblebee was like said they seem to be going back and forth about whether Bumblebee was a continuity reboot or if we're pretending this is still part of the Bay universe. And I'm
Right.
like, this when we last encountered Unicron in 2017, he was inside the Earth Prime style, and this trailer shows him in space and then immediately puts 1994 on the screen to be like, okay, so how is this compatible? I think we're fully into new universe territory here, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
I mean, hopefully we're into a new universe territory, because it's like I've just found with them putting Unicron in Earth just
Mm-hmm.
came one of those things like where we're kind of stuck. How do we write, beyond this corner that we've put ourselves in?
Yeah. I mean, they just straight up took it from Transformers Prime, right?
Hmm.
And Mike says, I'm avoiding the trailer, they show too much. See, I'm one of those guys that doesn't care about spoilers, so something like this wouldn't really bother me. And who knows, there might even be way more. Maybe they didn't give away too much. It just feels like quite the twist after last trailer.
Hmm.
Yeah, I pointed that out too. Both Rise of the Beast and Kingdom have an army of Scorponocks. Like at the very end of the trailer there, they're just fighting like a million Scorponocks.
What's a reason for? I mean, what's a possible reason that they've not brought Scorponok back as a character, but just seem to make him more like a drone army type of character?
I don't know. I mean, the going theory is just that, the movie was developed in tandem with Kingdom and was delayed for a while, so people think that they did it for the movie and then the Kingdom show just picked up on that and that's why it was like that over there.
Okay.
So it was a case of like one thing following the other one. Something else that I want to point out right off the top, I looked this up to confirm it. Juicy by Biggie Smalls from the first trailer came out in 1994. The Rough Riders Anthem by DMX came out in 1998. So
Oh
so
dear.
it's an anachronism.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
We came so close.
Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be in the actual movie, which, maybe they do their musical research more. Maybe it's just for the trailer. I just thought it was really funny that they say 1994 and then use a song where I was immediately like, I don't think that was out in 1994.
No, that's and you know what? That's one of those where it's like someone consulting different elements of a movie. They didn't do their job, or they missed consulting with that person that would have taken care of that element of like, no, this did not exist in this time frame.
Mm-hmm. Well, they just said it's just a trailer. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Those Superlink and Energon Scorponok, that's the same show. They just called it Superlink in Japan. Led armies of clone Terracons. Yeah, and the Terracons are what this faction is called in the movie. So there's a bit of a connection there. Yeah, people have been... a lot of people have been predicting Unicron was going to be in this, but nobody thought they were going to put him right front and center in a trailer. They thought maybe it was going to be a minor thing because they're like, the Terracons, they're a Unicron thing. Scourge is a Unicron thing. He sort of feels like they already used Nemesis Prime, so they didn't want to call this guy that too. So they
Right.
gave him another Unicron person name. You quite clearly have the three people coming there to cause problems, just like in the '86 movie, even though they're different people.
Hmm. And I mean, and then there's that one scene where actually I made fun of it in the one mock video I did.
That was a great video.
Thank you. Relating it back to to Rodimus opening the Matrix.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wonder if that is a Matrix type scene, or that just happens to be like a bolt of energy happening in that
Yeah.
scene.
It was some kind of, I like tried freeze framing it. There's some kind of orange crystal that it comes out of or something.
Okay.
Like right before the pillar in the air.
Yeah, maybe it's Optimus Primal's Matrix.
Yeah, maybe. He didn't have one in the U.S., but he had one in Japan.
I was just going to ask you if in any of the timelines did Primal have a Matrix?
Yeah, it's weird. In Beast Wars, like, the whole point is he's a nobody. Like, he just happens to be called that, so he doesn't have a Matrix or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't start with one at least.
Okay.
In Japan, they changed it in both the Japanese dub and when he showed up in the Beast Wars 2 movie, so that the thing on his chest was a Matrix, and in the future, everybody who's like a leader gets the Prime head and an Energon Matrix. But that's like a Japan thing.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you have like Leo Prime and Big Convoy and stuff who all look like that, because they're like, I guess you just get remodeled to resemble Optimus a bit once you become a commander, and they hand you a Matrix.
Okay, I mean that's the same as the Japanese version of Power Master Prime.
Yeah.
It's basically it's still the Prime aesthetic, but it's not supposed to be Optimus.
Yeah, no. Totally different guy. It just happens to look the same.
Mm-hmm. So actually,
totally lifeless mech, basically. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how we're what order we're tackling stuff. I'm presuming you want to clip through the trailer slowly eventually, because I'm like, there's a lot of little things I noticed, but I won't remember what they are until I see them.
Interesting. There's actually one other YouTuber I've come across in recent times, and he also did a breakdown of the trailer and went really detailed in terms of every scene and every possible theory behind it within the trailer.
Yeah, one of the things I like, some of the scenes in this new trailer feel like they give context to stuff from the first one, or like continue it or precede it.
Okay. Sorry, from the first trailer? Or
Yeah.
from... Okay.
Like, they had, like, we saw in the first trailer, the main character there, who's, I think his name's Noah,
yes.
And how he tried to steal a car and it turned out to be a Mirage and it rescued him. And then this picks up on that with him getting dumped in a warehouse, freaking out and encountering Optimus and stuff, which is a great scene. I love how that played out.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember, and one of the things I would point out mousing through it is it's strange how aggressive Optimus is, because he even like picks him up and looks at him, and I'm like, that's a little different for this guy.
It is, and it just almost seems movie version of Optimus. He just has more of that aggressive side to him than the cartoon version. And I mean, not so much the comic book version, where for the majority of the series he wasn't even in it, until he comes back as Power Master, and he does have kind of that same attitude that they're showing here.
Yeah, there was a Marvel UK issue where it happened to be a Christmas special, but it made sense because he was like, he'd just been resurrected. He was Power Master Optimus, and he's like, I was dead and I came back. My memories are a bit jumbled. I'm unclear on why I'm doing this and why I'm fighting for humanity, and he has to relearn it.
Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense to write that into the story.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry to anybody that doesn't like people chewing on streams. This is going to be one of those.
Mukbang version.
Yeah. Where we left them in Bumblebee, they're hiding on Earth because they want to use it as a staging ground to go back to Cybertron, right? So I kind of feel like secrecy is super important. Hello, Calvin.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? What's happening, folks?
Chilling. Welcome once again.
Oh, man. I might have pulled a new Saybot on you guys tonight.
Uh-oh.
So to all my fellow G1 fans, where are you?
Mhm.
You know, it was what was Prime's speech at the end of I think the first or second movie. You know, it's like for all the Autobots out there.
Yeah, I send this message. I
Yeah,
gotta say, I wonder
man.
if they were like, all right, so we did the trailer with the Beast Wars guys to get the '90s kids in. Now
Mhm.
we're gonna throw in Unicron to make all the original guys pay attention.
Yep. Steven Bach says, "Big convoy."
Hmm.
Yep. That's the whole thing. I kind of knew this. I kind of knew something was going to be secretive in the end because you can't have Scourge without Unicron.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people were like predicting Unicron was gonna be a thing, but not this level of thing. They're like, oh, maybe that's a sequel tease. Maybe they're just gonna hint at it. But like, no, there he is, right there in space, looking extremely familiar. They didn't even revise his design a lot. They just made him more greebly and muted. But I'm like, other than that's exactly the same, you know?
I'm just kind of happy, you know what I mean? Because now it's like the second time you actually seen this guy on the big screen.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this time it's like a little more real because they're doing the G1 thing instead of the Prime thing. I like the Prime thing though. That's a good way to tell a Unicron story and keep it on Earth. But I'm interested in how they're going to do this.
Yep.
I
Well,
think I don't know. I just think it's gonna be pretty good.
Hmm.
yeah, like I'm having a better feeling of the movie now than from the first trailer.
Yeah. A lot of people want to know where Scourge came from because a lot of people think that he might be related to Optimus somehow because
Nope.
the robots in disguise Scourge was an Optimus clone.
You you can't go off of that.
Hmm. Well, this it's just people spitballing as opposed to rumors, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, if they don't read comics too, and that's when I'm starting to look at like now I'm starting to watch these little rants, and they like all of a sudden the trailer dropped, right? The final trailer. You got
Mm-hmm.
all these so-called transform fanatics, pretend to be coming out to where we're doing videos, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, where were you before the trailers was dropping? And then you got people saying that Scourge is Optimus Prime. I'm like, do y'all even read comics? I'm like, if you call yourself a G1 fan, you know the comic explains everything. Because I'm still wondering where Cyclonus.
Yeah. I was saying it's a different set of characters, but it is still three jerks from Unicron causing trouble. Only now it's
Right.
Scourge, Battletrap, and Nightbird. Hi, Skywarp, by the way, who just left again. I mean, Toy Warp. And teleported out like Skywarp.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out because I'm just seeing a lot of people just coming out the woodwork now, and half of them is like, okay, if you're really G1 fans, because this is all this stuff is connected. It's all
Mm-hmm.
connected. It's just time travel.
Hmm.
That's all it is.
You know, now I mean, if they explain it that way to really make all the connections make sense.
Yeah. I think it's just a new universe because I'm like, Unicron's not in the Earth. It's 1994. They put that up on screen. This is its
Right.
own story now.
Hmm.
But you can't go off of Michael Bay's
No.
stuff. That right there was a cliffhanger to like it end it right there on the spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know why people are going off of that because what I would like to see that female Quintesson, which was kind of nice. I'm just saying, but that's just a cliffhanger. So they started with they just softly rebooted the movie.
Hmm.
Said Bumblebee. So now they just doing the history. Like the first part of the clip shows what happened. And then all of a sudden now they jumped to this. Then they did the Rise of the Beast. The show that they just did that just to say there's Beast Wars because there's a new producer. So he just got, I would say like he got some help with Michael Bay.
See, I would be impressed if they try to connect this to the last night because I think the reason that Bumblebee happened the way it did was because not enough people cared about what happened in last night or remember. So
Right.
I don't think we're gonna go back to that. I think this is its own thing.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that was,
I could be wrong, but I don't think like the reason that Bumblebee became a reboot as opposed to a prequel was less to do with like franchise maintenance and more test audiences being like, I didn't see last night. I don't remember what happened in last night, and they were like, okay, I guess we got to bulk up the backstory and just write a new one, and like now it's its own thing.
Yeah. Toy Warp, how you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm running around a little fan.
Yeah, you sounded really
Compared
quiet.
to this.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
There you go.
Yeah, I was a little frantic. I mean, like I just got done with that online race, so I just hopped in here just from one to the other. So I was all sorts of in disarray. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've started a few episodes that way myself, so.
I think every episode starts that way.
Where am I? What's going on? I'm frantically turning everything on. My cat's like, I'm helping.
All right, so Unicron, Robot Steve Urkel. What else we got?
Oh, some people are speculating because people point out you freeze frame it. Wheeljack's got ears now. They pop out in the middle of that big lineup shot.
Yeah, I saw that, but how he looked in Bumblebee compared to now. Why do they always have to mess with that character so hard? Because remember, they had him in one of the fake cat movies, and they made him look like Einstein.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, there's a little bit of an out there because he said his name was Q. It was only some merchandise that called him Wheeljack, so we can always act like that's a different character because he certainly identified himself as such. Yeah, but the funny thing I was pointing out about the ears is people pointed out the UK version of the trailer doesn't have those, so people think that was a last-minute Sonic style like edit because they're like, we can't change his appearance because we got merchandise and stuff out there, but we can add some pop-out ears to try and pacify Twitter because we care about Twitter for some reason.
Well, the only thing that saved the Bumblebee movie was a last-minute tack on, and that was
That's
the
true.
Cybertron scene. That was the only thing that saved that movie.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
I was
only
just
reason
talking
we're
about
still
that.
talking about Bumblebee, what was it, 2018? The only reason we're talking about it now is because of that scene.
Yeah, and that like I said, that only happened because it was supposed to follow on from the World War II stuff in Last Night, and test audiences were like, we didn't see that. Where did he come from? You just kind of start this. So they were like, I guess we got to add a prologue, and then that happened, If you watch the Blu-ray, they have the original opening in there, like the original, like, he starts out in the woods hiding and just is like, yeah, I was sent here ages ago, and then he's running, and then the movie starts. In his Jeep mode. Oh yeah, there we go. I love all these shots in the woods. So, like, is Unicron going to show up in the present day? I like that they...
The present
really
day,
like
you mean
that.
1994?
Yeah. There's if you rewind there, I'm like, that was a yellow crystal that thing was coming out of.
That yellow crystal is apparently the star drive.
Yeah, I heard one of the synopses that showed up online said it was a transwarp key.
Transwarp key. That's right. I've got Star Trek on the brain too much. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's exactly what Transformers movie needs is another MacGuffin. Yeah.
hey, and yeah, somebody's looking at it, so I never even noticed that till now.
Yeah, right there.
Little bit of trivia that had me thinking. One of the other mainframe shows in the '90s, Shadow Raiders, it had a Unicron-like opponent called the Beast Planet, which would eat other planets. And one of the ways they resolved that situation was by taking a giant teleporter and warping it to the other side of the galaxy. So I'm like, they're calling this a transwarp key, I mean, that doesn't totally fix the problem, but it at least gives them time.
Yes.
Did you notice that during one of, I think it's near the beginning of the trailer, Optimus' transformation is a lot like G1. His arm,
Yeah.
it's kind of hidden because the camera goes behind a car that's in front of him.
Yeah, that is a really cool shot, even if it hides the transformation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, because of the fact that it was bashed together really quickly for the Bumblebee movie. He didn't have a transformation until now. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see his arms popping out and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, very G1 style.
Yeah. I want to know why he's being
Good
so
pause.
dramatic in the rain. It's how you rust.
Like great movies have a the heroic character walking in the rain and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I said,
I read
like, I
a-
want to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I read an article that said that Rise of the Beast has gone through a dozen different editing teams to try to make sense of this movie.
Wow.
I'd like to know what article that was, because I haven't heard it yet.
It was all over the Transformer groups here a couple days ago.
Oh, boy.
I would say from the one the other YouTuber that I watched, actually his name is the Autobot side of Jay, so I'm gonna give him a shout out because I did reach out to him to see if he would like to jump in, and he did point out the edits where if you look at the first trailer, I believe like one of the edits I recall, he mentions how Bumblebee's weapon just looked regular. In the newer trailer, it's the weapon's now glowing, and there's a slight difference within his interaction with Scourge between the two trailers.
Dang.
I'd almost say it's less a matter of like changes during production and more of like the CGI is getting finished and we're watching a work in progress get more.
It up, yeah.
Things like extra effects and stuff.
Somebody posted in one or two of the groups. They had a lot of before and after shots, like the shot from the first trailer and then the same shot in the second trailer, pointing out all the differences. And they had like 8 different shots that showed differences in between the two. So it's weird though, because wasn't production like extended for this movie?
Yeah, it went through delays.
Well, they had to go in and fix some stuff because of the I guess the graphics wise wasn't up to the CGI. So they had to go in and tweak it a little bit because everything is filmed in 8K or 4K, and at the time it just kept switching to cut this, paste this, cut this, edit this, the back and forth.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I'm not giving this movie a whole lot of credit, but UNICRON looks fantastic.
Yes. They just basically just made it look more planet-like and then didn't change anything about the design otherwise. They're like, there's a lot of greebles and things, and it's the colors are a little more muted, and that's basically it.
I mean, you can't mess with perfection, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying before. This is following up on the stuff from the previous trailer.
Yeah, just let you know, I did that. The UNICRON scene, I did that.
That was you? I'll look for your name in the credits.
It's there. It's there.
Buried in the long lists at the end.
I'm read the credit scene with Megatron talking to Dinobots. Oh, sorry, I'm going to spoil it. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Or just pick like any random name that's actually in the movie, like in the end credits, and be like, but that's who I actually am. Like that's my legal name. I just use Calvin on the internet.
Or even what are the odds in that massive list of credits? There's going to be somebody whose first name is Calvin. I'd say pretty good.
Good. Yeah. I think in a couple more frame, I'm looking at the
Mirage transformation, or I really like this whole sequence. and how he's like freaked out because of that. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about before. He's like weirdly aggressive towards him and picks him up, and I'm like, I want to know what the story is going to be here, because even during the Murder Prime years, they always wrote the character as being super respectful to humans,
Mm-hmm.
And I like him trying to talk his way out of not having seen anything. It's really funny.
Yep. Actually,
so can you hear me now?
So
yes,
Stephen
I can hear you.
Okay, my hit muted.
Oh,
I thought it was a neat. Also, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Yeah,
I thought it was neat there in the trailer how Prime picks him up and he looks like a kid holding a toy. It's kind of the reverse of
yeah.
a kid holding a Transformer toy.
Oh,
That
you're
is
right.
funny, yes. So Stephen Box says start of Galaxy Force / Cybertron. Prime wants the Autobots to be secret, while Superlink / Energon Prime can be more aggressive.
Yeah. The problem with those, yeah, a lot of people are saying what he's saying here. I could see them doing an X-Men Days of the Future Past angle. If they were going to connect this to the Bay movies, that's probably what they do. I'm of the opinion that this is just being its own thing, and I would rather it stay that way. And Lorenzo de Bonaventura is kind of detached from reality, and we shouldn't trust anything he says about anything. He's the producer behind all of these, and he's the one who's constantly can't seem to make up his mind about whether this is a reboot or not, and keeps changing it.
Oh boy! And Caden says, "Yo, Caden, it's been a while. How you doing?" RJ Eagle says, "Yo."
Mm-hmm.
So and Steven says, Cyber Planet keys.
Yeah, those are the MacGuffin from Cybertron, the anime he was talking about. Optimus Prime walking through the rain. Clearly he watched the end of Cowboy Bebop. I have not seen that, even though I have a Blu-ray of it. I know I should watch it. It's there on my shelf. Yeah, Caden was saying this. It feels like it's too early to introduce Unicron. That's almost what I'm feeling, because, like, Bumblebee was, like, the most low-stakes thing ever. And they're jumping from the low stakes to, like, the highest stakes, so I'm like, that's a hell of a leap.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do something, though, to cash in on the 90s nostalgia thing that's going on right now. So to make it happen in 1994 and to include Beast Wars, they're hitting the mark right on the head there.
Yep.
Yeah. I almost feel like they're trying to catch some 2000s kids, because Armada and Energon and Cybertron was all about Unicron as a character.
Yeah.
I did the math at one point, because I was thinking about this. Armada came out in 2002. If you were like 8 years old, you would have been the target demographic, and that was 2002, 2012, 2022. That was 21 years ago, so...
Wow.
They'd be like 29, 30 now, so those people are in a position to be marketed to as well.
Makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I did that math and I hated it. I was like, that's not good.
It's okay. Someone, this DJ on YouTube, did like a really quick 1 minute mix of like all your favorite songs that are now 31 years old. And I'm like, my favorite song's 31 years old. How old am I?
Yeah. You're like,
31.
That was...
Do the math.
Do the math.
Do the math. 31.
Yeah.
And some change.
And some change.
No.
Extra
13.
years of experience.
No. 13. 31. Turn around. 13.
That's the correct math right there. That's that Common Core math they're using nowadays, isn't it?
Something like that.
You're on that new math.
Yeah.
So I got a question then, because now, in the first movie, right? If you really go back to and watch the first movie, Bumblebee was actually sending message to Optimus Prime. So that's probably the reason why he's aggressive towards humans, because of the stuff that interaction with John Cena now with the army team. Remember that? Because they were selling information. So if you really look at it, that's why he's probably aggressive.
You got to keep him a secret, or else John Cena will come after.
But if you go back and watch, go back and watch the first movie, because that's why. I see why he's aggressive, and most people don't pick up on that.
Okay, all right.
I could see that. Now I have to go back and watch it before this one comes out.
Go back and watch it, because he actually like he sent messages at the end of the movie. Remember at the end of the movie when when he drove off and he met Optimus on that bridge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember all of that? They were sending messages back and forth. Or the events of what happened. Because it was Shatter and Dropkick was the enemies, right? And Blitzwing.
You mean Starscream? Oh, yeah, Blitzwing, yeah.
So if you really look at it, they were sending messages back and forth. And then when you had the whole army team, they were selling information, Shatter and trick the shit out of them, sending them information, downloading stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Decepticons invented the internet. Always remember that. That's
so if you really look at it, that whole thing was debunked. That's why I went and watched the movie again and said, I see why he's aggressive.
Or distrusting at the least. I don't know if aggressive's the right.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get enough context with the trailer.
Bullshit. Who told you that?
But I am interested in why he's so aggressive like that, because that for him that's very unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be kind of a useful thing, because you'll know who's the enemy or who is good and who's bad. That's what you determine. So if you're afraid of something, how would you react? They got to earn your trust, right?
Yeah. Do the intimidation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
But that scene was funny though, when he had that iron pipe.
Yeah.
Was John Cena in Bumblebee? I don't know. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
If anybody gets that joke, yeah. My kid was so fascinated with wrestling and John Cena. He used to do the whole "you can't see me" thing constantly.
Oh gosh,
which is better than some other wrestler did the whole "suck it" thing. And I'm glad he picked up the invisible thing instead of "suck it." That probably would have got him in a lot of trouble at school. No wonder my parents never let me watch wrestling.
What? Oh
no, I was never allowed to watch it. There was so much crap I wasn't allowed to watch, dude. It was ridiculous. I couldn't watch anything that my mom thought was stupid because it was an insult to her intelligence.
Oh,
I mean, that's fair.
That's wow.
I mean, that's the majority of television today.
It's been a majority of television for the last 50 years, really. But
this is true.
I wasn't allowed to watch A-Team because the violence and the guns in it, million bullets zipping around, and no one was allowed to. No one's allowed to die, obviously. And it wasn't based in reality. But the show that came on right afterwards, she never missed. Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I remember that.
Yeah. Talk about not being based in reality.
Dallas.
Falcon Crest.
Yeah. Dynasty.
Oh boy, we're going down that 80s road. Fantasy Island, Love Boat.
Yep. Soft porn.
Oh dear. Anthony's like, no.
I was just thinking, my dad would rarely ban me from watching something, but if he didn't like it, he would watch it with me and make fun of it while it was going. So that would kind of put a damper on it.
That's what I did with my kids, yes.
Or not even make fun of it, just like talk trash about it if we thought it was like poorly done or stupid.
It's like, what is this? What's happening here? Why?
Yeah. So I'm like, that kind of puts a damper on watching things.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought the Teen Titans comic book was any good, so that's what I did with Teen Titans with my kids was get on there and it was going to make fun of it, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you can watch this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That show is addictive, man.
I know. So RJ Eagle says, I agree with Caden. Too quick for Unicron arriving on the scene. And since they're producing toys for the movies, are they going to make some pathetic looking Unicron figure?
Yo, HasLab repaint when?
Oh boy, the repaints.
Yeah. Actually, if they want to be symmetrical about it, back when Last Night came out, they repainted the old Cybertron Primus figure as Cybertron from the Last Night. So let's bring the Armada Unicron figure back for one more spin and repaint it as the movie Unicron.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, that's still a good figure, so I wouldn't even be mad. I'm like, it still looks accurate because they made him look pretty much the same in the movie as he always did, so just change his colors up and at least the planet mode looks right.
Exactly. Steven says there's a major song towards the end of Cowboy Bebop titled Rain.
I know it's really good. I know. I just haven't seen it. I know Firefly stole heavily from it, and I like Firefly, so...
And RJ Eagle says it would be great if they can release an economy version of HasLab Unicron for the movie that people can actually afford, maybe in smaller in scale, cheaper materials to complete his fig for the movie.
Yeah, it's called Re-Release Armada Unicron. That's the budget version.
Yep.
It's big enough to be bigger than most other things you got, but it's small enough to not require you to rearrange your entire living space. Mm-hmm. I don't have one. My cousin had one. We've all seen it at places, so we all know exactly what's up.
Yeah.
I just found out that I have one. I went through an old toy bin that I completely forgot about. I was like, what the hell's in here? And I found one in there.
Wow.
Does it have all
Dang.
the stuff?
I don't know. I just seen it in there and just closed the box back up. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know I had that.
That's cool.
I know I had the one that my son had when he was a kid, and I know that had most of the parts with it, but I just recently sent it back to him.
And Steven says Blitzwing / Starwing. The TF Cloud Starscream uses the T30 Blitzwing mold.
Yeah, that's really funny in light of the Bumblebee movie. Let me find a picture of that. That was like a Takara thing. They were on the Let's Do Strange Random Repaints train, and they repainted Blitzwing into Starscream.
Steven is saying the Toy Warp. It was Shawn Michaels and Triple H of DX that did the suck it.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, I never kept with wrestling because I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid, so I wouldn't know. Thanks for telling me.
Only got the chance to watch the older of the wrestling, so back in like the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior days. But then when it kept going into like the Shawn Michaels and like when The Rock and all that came in, like I just fell off from it.
Dang.
You remember in the 80s there was a wrestler cartoon.
Yep.
Of course they were. They were already cartoon characters. Why not just make a cartoon?
Hogan's Rockin' Wrestlers, I think it was.
Yeah, it was based off the TV show.
Yeah. So
I think that cartoon was probably the best wrestling show ever. Like that cartoon Hulk Hogan, and the second best wrestling show ever is the Hulk Hogan reality show. Those are the two best wrestling shows.
That's your introduction for this evening.
Clearly, I'm not a big fan of wrestling, but
Yeah.
I do like the Hulk Hogan cartoon. It was good.
Like
Yeah,
real
Roddy
quick,
Piper was the leader of the bad guys. Yeah, I remember that.
Was he?
Mhm.
And I thought it was Iron Sheik, but no, you're right. It was Roddy, and then Iron Sheik was his right-hand man, right?
I might be
Entirely
wrong.
because of They Live. I always think of him as a heroic role instead.
I know, right? Yeah.
They Live was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's is Roddy Piper in that?
Yeah, he's the
And
main
They
guy.
Live, yeah. The main character, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
surprised you haven't seen that movie.
I don't even remember what movie is it. They Live. What? Maybe I have, and I'm.
Roddy Piper gets magic sunglasses that lets him see that aliens are like among us and controlling things, and that's the movie where he says, "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum." It comes from that movie.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, okay. No, I've definitely never seen it. I know nothing about it.
Him and Keith David have a fight in an alley that lasts like 20 minutes.
What
They
year?
didn't
What
bother
year is
editing it. It just kept going.
What year is this from? Is it
80s.
90s? Oh,
No, it's
80s.
80s.
Like
Yeah.
84.
Oh, okay. Yeah, totally. I totally missed it. So what is this now? Is this Starscream or
Triple
Blitzwing?
Changer.
This came out before Bumblebee, so it's just long before it. And it's funny. It's a random Takara repaint of a Blitzwing into Starscream. So they're going the other way as what the movie did.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But
There was a line called Transformers Cloud that was literally just, let's do some really strange repaints. And that was one of them. Like, they did Skybite into Skywarp, and they named him Hellwarp, and they did Whirl into Shockwave, and they did Blitzwing into Starscream. They were deliberately like, we're just going to get weird with it. And now this is kind of funny, now that Bumblebee, again, confused their identities with each other, sort of.
Well, isn't this? Are you saying that this is like a play off what the Bumblebee movie did? This is in response to that.
No, I'm saying this, which came before Bumblebee, is ironic in light of that later thing that happened.
Okay. Oh, okay. That is funny. That is ironic. I thought this was a gag.
No, the movie was the gag.
Okay, this was the inspiration for the movie. They're like, oh, let's be really stupid. Let's do that thing.
Yeah, let's
Well,
really
you know what? Maybe, but you know what? When you look at it there, it doesn't look so bad. It's when it happens in the movie that it is really irritating.
Oh, look at it this way. Would you rather have Starscream get killed 15 minutes into the movie or Blitzwing?
Starscream.
Really?
He's more of a threat. Like, you get rid of your higher ranking enemies earlier.
I mean,
I mean, from a
What side are you
screenwriting
on,
perspective,
Anthony? Are you a Decepticon?
well, considering from the G1 season 2 intro,
I wasn't talking
Blitzman
to you,
gets
buddy.
killed in the first like 10 seconds of the cartoon.
at least he has one of the Constructicons to rescue him, which they weirdly emphasize. I always thought that was a funny, strange beat to put in there.
Yeah, it was. Because they don't care about each other, in the cartoon anyway. They don't care about each other.
So Stephen Bach says, I trash talk Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood when my niece and nephew watch it. I don't know that show.
I don't know it either.
I'm vaguely aware of it. It's a little kids show, basically.
Okay.
It's one of those. Hello, Charlie.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Cool. Stephen also says Firefly borrows from Outlaw Star even more than it does Cowboy Bebop.
I wouldn't know. I ain't seen that either.
And RJ Eagle says ditto on Armada Unicron. Great figure, including the dark version. Do you guys think Nemesis Prime will appear in the movie as a creation of Unicron or similar to the other Terracons?
Well, I mean, I think Scourge is filling that role narratively as the dark counterpart to Optimus that comes from Unicron. I think they just didn't call him Nemesis Prime because they already used Nemesis Prime a couple movies back.
Right.
And like, even if he's not literally related to Optimus, he's a big evil guy that also changes into a truck. He's the Optimus counterpart,
Well, I remember at a BotCon, question and answer panel with Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen is not a fan of Nemesis Prime. And somebody said something about, will Nemesis Prime
Yeah, well, hold
up?
on. Toy Warp. Would you expect him to be?
If he voiced him, he'd probably get paid extra to do it, right? I mean, there's probably some money incentive in there somewhere for it. So,
Right.
you got to make a living.
I think you haven't really appreciated how deeply Peter Cullen identifies with the character of Optimus Prime.
Oh, I get it. And it's just funny too that they're basing Optimus Prime's face this time off of Peter Cullen's face.
Yeah, I saw that article too.
That's getting a little weird.
It is.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, look, not to be grim about it, but I'm like, how much longer is he going to play this character, right? Let's get all the tribute in we can, right?
Maybe that's why Chris Hemsworth was cast to play him in the animated.
I thought that was a troll post. I took multiple places to verify that was true.
I did too. And what's worse was, who was it? One of the Key and Peele guys is Bumblebee?
Yeah.
What?
Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm assuming that this movie tonally is going to be along the lines of Spider-Verse, that Ninja Turtles one, like one of those. Like, they're going to try and keep it colorful, So, that's probably based on the voice cast. That's what I would assume.
Damn.
Again, I just love the bit of him trying to talk his way out of this.
Yeah. The guy that played Thor is the guy doing Optimus Prime's voice.
I mean, he doesn't have a bad voice. Objectively, he doesn't have a bad voice. Like it's just like anybody. Like you can't. There's nobody else who is Peter Cullen, right? So there's no good substitute.
You know who I think would be the next one? I believe Bryan Cranston is his name from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I believe his voice would make a good Optimus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just as old as Peter Cullen.
Damn.
Yeah, but
use Peter Cullen as long as we got him. Use Peter Cullen as long as we've got him. So
yes. Oh yeah.
Well, maybe that's why we got Chris Hemsworth in that instead of Peter Cullen, is because maybe Peter Cullen is planning a retirement in between this movie and the next.
Right.
Yeah, the refrain that I've heard is like, this is young Optimus in this movie they're making since it's a prequel, and even back in Sunbow, a different person played Orion Pax, so there's like precedent for that. Plus, if it's anything like the Mario movie, it's entirely possible Peter Cullen will be in there anyway, in one way or another.
What connection does that have with the Mario movie?
Charles Martinet has voiced Mario for 10,000 years, and the big thing was like, why are you casting Chris Pratt instead of him? And Charles Martinet is in the movie, he plays two different relatives of Mario's, so he still has a voice role in it as like a thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I don't know, maybe he'll get the Matrix and change into Peter Cullen. I don't know. It's too early to call this. All we know is the voice cast. We don't know what they're going for visually or narratively. It could be anything, you know?
What I guess the story that they're going to be doing before before the original 86 movie, like they're gonna do that before, like when all the stuff, like how it got started, how it got kicked off between, I guess, Optimus and Megatron.
Oh yeah, that's why they're calling it an origin story.
Yeah,
so
it's funny because
go ahead. Sorry.
On one hand, that is a story that has been told a jillion times, but on the other hand, not in anything really mainstream. Like in comics, novels, that's about it, you know? in flashbacks in Prime that were basically just like 10 seconds long. So, like, if somebody like me, we've heard this before, but like it's never been actually prominent in anything. 10,000 scorpions.
Yeah, at first I thought it was Sandstorm and Scorponok. At first, I was like, "Oh shit, it's a whole bunch of clones."
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to be the same design as Scorponok was in the original 07 live-action movie.
I would be shocked unless I mean, okay, I don't think this is connected to the Bay movies, but if it was, I'd be like, oh, what if Blackout stole one of these things and made it into his pet companion, and that's where he came from in 2007? Oh, YouTube theories.
Wow.
Way to go, Anthony. You just started a whole new foil hat controversy.
Yeah.
Okay,
roll the X-Files sting after I say that.
So Steven says, Beast plus Noah equals biblical.
Huh. I wonder if there's an arc in this one, too.
That was too easy.
Yeah. Oh, something that's like kind of hard to notice that back at the end of it was Noah has like an exosuit armor because he throws that thing to him and starts to go over his hand, and then it's not.
They showed it before that.
Yeah. When he's there with Bumblebee, he's in like an exosuit. So I guess they're doing like a fancy version of those.
Well,
yeah, they show it when Optimus Primal's starting to go ape shit on the Scorponok things. He's there beside him. You can barely see him, but he's there beside him.
I didn't even notice.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm really good at tearing trailers apart.
Yeah. This is joining Dark of the Moon for things in lights shining up in the sky.
And a million other movies. Yes, another Skybeam. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
A MacGuffin and a Skybeam.
Yeah.
You know what? I know what they're doing. I figured it out now. Yeah, we're gonna have UNICRON, but his ass gonna get reactivated. Those are theories right there. If you got Scourge, who else is next? He got a whole bunch of heralds. Just let you know.
Mm-hmm.
That that right there, it could be a game changer. I'm just saying because who to say Cyclonus, you might see his ass in the end with Megatron talking. Who you know, I mean, it's so many theories out there now. Now I see what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. I just noticed Bumblebee and RC were just in vehicle mode behind him in the previous shot, so I guess they're just parked there.
Just random cars sitting in the warehouse.
I like this. They're on the same side, so she puts the chains on him so he can spin around and fire the missiles.
Wow.
It's like Mad Max combat.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is getting a movie.
Yeah, I just
there
saw,
we go.
saw that
Three
Facebook.
UNICRON jerks there to cause problems. Just like it always was. Oh, yeah. So it's been confirmed that Stratosphere is going to be in this. Stratosphere is a giant jumbo jet from the old Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon video games, and apparently they've brought him back for the movie.
Nice.
John DiMaggio, I think, is voicing him, and that's who Bumblebee's jumping out of in that shot there.
It's supposed to be one of those World War II big ass planes or some shit, like a because I didn't have the toy, but I came across it in I think it's a Transformer universe that had Stratosphere.
Yeah.
the figure.
Yeah, but like that's a weirdly deep cut because that's just like a toy line and video game character.
Right.
But also, I guess they needed a jumbo jet, and like everybody else, every other creative, they went to the Transformers wiki and were like, "Has there been any troop transport jumbo jets on the Autobot side?" And they were like, "Stratosphere." Okay.
Okay, what about this? Is anybody talking about the fact that Bumblebee appears to get skewered right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if in the first 5 minutes of this film, Bumblebee is killed and we don't have to see him again for the rest of the film?
See, I'm like, I'm not
And
even
now who's
phased
on
by
the
that because I'm
Decepticon
like,
side?
he gets the
Yeah,
shit
wouldn't
kicked
that
out
be
of him
awesome?
every movie. So like, I'm like, this is just a Tuesday for him.
Yeah, but in these movies, when they kill somebody, the way it's either a decapitation or it's a skewer directly through the chest, right? In these Transformers movies, so wouldn't it? And also, it would be a nice G1 callback to kill a main character, in the first 15 minutes, let's say.
Oh,
He's
one,
gonna
not
come back as
all.
Goldbug.
Yeah, bring him back as
Yep.
Goldbug.
Yeah, that'd be
That
cool.
went over
Yeah,
so well the first time. Yeah. I
yeah.
think the
Well, let him
marketing
come back as
department might be a
Goldbug.
little smarter than that. Not a whole lot, but
Yeah, I have said before, he might not have had much to do on the show, but Goldbug was really cool in the Marvel comics. He went rogue with Blaster because Grimlock was a terrible leader, and he was like, "No, we're out of here." He had a whole arc.
Here's your scene.
Yeah, the exosuit.
Yeah, where he's getting the exosuit.
Yeah, so that's like a reference to Daniel and Spike in the exosuits, right?
Yeah, it almost makes me think of Master Force because they had like armor that would materialize
Yeah.
around them in that show.
I was thinking Earth Spark.
Oh yeah, because
So
they got the
what do you guys-
wrist things in that. I bet it's the other way around. Like Earthspark saw that they were doing this and were like, okay, let's put that in our thing because the turnaround time is always so much bigger on movies than like shows.
Okay, did you guys notice this? The bots to me, the faces on the Autobots look to me, and Mirage here is a good example. It looks like
That's an awkward screenshot of his face.
yeah, well, no, but it like that looks like closer to like Transformers Animated or Transformers Prime.
Yeah.
Like it's going a little bit more in that direction, like taking the design we saw in maybe if like the way that they were done in Bumblebee at the beginning of the Bumblebee movie is exactly how we want it. Like that's a mature looking G1 representation. Like it represents a G1 cartoon, but fully in the real world. And then I think what they're doing here is the same thing, but yet they want to make it a little bit more cartoonish, a little bit more kiddish.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're doing. I think, and part of that I think is making the faces also look younger. In all the Bay movies, and also in G1, the faces, maybe with the exception of Hot Rod, the faces of the Autobots are made to look like adults, and it looks like these are sort of made to look like teenagers or like young people. And I think that's and I think we also see that sort of in the coloration of the Autobots here as well. It seems to be more bright colors, Avengers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree? Yeah, look at that. Like
Actually,
that Bumblebee.
no,
I even think that Bumblebee. I even think Bumblebee looks like a brighter yellow there than in the previous movies. Am I making that up or not?
No, I think
I
you're
have to
correct.
step away for 2 minutes, so you guys keep talking.
Yeah.
All right.
One thing I was gonna say is it's important to much as everybody likes the beginning of Bumblebee. Those scenes were very much bashed together in an incredible hurry because they were a reshoot edition. So a lot of stuff was designed without intention. Like they were
Right.
just like, we just need to make this, put it out there, get them in working shape. Like so many of the character models are just the 4 or 5 Bumblebee characters with bits changed around. This is them designing stuff with intention instead. They have proper lead time. They're like, let's come up with a whole look.
Yeah.
Well, they said something about they're trying to capture the actors' faces more
Yeah.
than the characters.
Yeah, I'd believe
That's
that.
cool.
Do they do
That's
mocap for the Transformer faces in these movies? I don't know.
I don't think they have in the past, but like I think that would be an interesting thing to do. I think they should. Like I remember them talking about using footage of people as like a study thing, but not like a literal motion capture thing.
You talking about the AI robot scan face thing?
No, I'm surprised they haven't done that because that would seem like a fairly obvious way to get like lifelike performances.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the budget wise or money wise stuff like that.
Now I wonder, is it easier or harder to? Because I'm like, either you're animating or you're following preset things. I don't know anything about this, so if anybody knows if it's easier or harder to follow motion capture versus just rigging something manually, please let me know. I'm actually curious now.
Both are going to be expensive, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say which one's which.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming this is like middle of the road budget wise. Like it probably costs more than Bumblebee, but I don't know if we're in like Bay movie territory in terms of the cash. Outside of Unicron, this still seems like a fairly small in terms of its cast. So,
Well, wasn't Bumblebee kind of like they're kind of trying to judge everything, like to see if people were still interested, or
Yeah.
if it was just done.
yeah, I wonder about that shot there with like the eyes. I'm like, I guess that's Unicron's face.
Do you guys think that Unicron is going to transform, and will this bot? Yeah,
I do
He
not
does.
think so.
He does. There's a scene on here where Optimus Prime he's bringing him up to his face and you can see his eyes.
Yeah,
There's-
Oh,
that's
is
what
there?
I was just referencing.
Yeah, there's a scene
That's
on this right here. Here, just a minute.
Oh, they already showed it a second ago. That's what I was pointing out.
Yeah, can we freeze it? I missed it. So you're saying,
You're gonna have to wait till Spin
Anthony,
comes back.
Yeah, Spin's controlling it, and he's AWOL.
Yeah, I know. But Anthony, I thought you just finished saying that you don't think that he's going to transform.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just spitballing. I would be surprised if he does, just based on the scale of this thing.
Oh
They'll
snap!
save it for the next movie.
If he
I mean-
transformed, we got us another figure.
Yeah, I mean, I would be. I do wonder because I'm like those shots of him eating something. That's obvious. Yeah, right there. That's obviously some other place, right? So there's a chance that maybe his presence at Earth is like a minimal, and they're trying to stop this before he gets there, and this is like backstory and exposition about Unicron. You know, where did the Maximals come from? Maybe they're victims of him in the future or something, and they're here to stop him.
Somebody was
Right.
saying that the Maximals came from another universe, and that's where I guess Unicron ate their planet, and then they escaped and
I could
went
see
and hid
that.
on Earth or something, and that they didn't travel from the future or past or whatever.
Yeah, well, they are traditionally time lost in one way or another in pretty much every continuity they've appeared in. You know, be it from the future or like another dimension or something.
I have to say,
And-
what RC's doing there, riding on what's his name?
Rhinox.
Is that Rhinox?
Rhinox.
Is that his name? Yeah. That looks like a lot of fun. Like I think I would
Yeah.
like to try that.
That looks like a good
So I'd
video
like to
game
go riding
level.
on Rhinox. That looks pretty dope.
Anybody ever?
Anthony,
played
like you
Dawn?
were saying though, with going the route of Days of Future Past, it'd be a really good way to just erase the Bay movie.
See, I don't think they need to be textually erased even. I mean, I'd be fine if they wanted to do Days of Future Past, but I'm like, no, just go full steam ahead. Don't acknowledge them. This is its own thing.
Yeah.
This
No,
right
it'd be
here.
cool. No, you know what? I'm with Toy War, but I think they should take it up a notch. What would be really dope is if like there's like we have some kind of multiverse thing going on, so that's how these guys get together, the Beast Wars with the G1S guys, and then also the Bayverse Autobots show up at some point, and then the G1 guys just kill them off, and that would be a good way of like
That would be a movie I'd
putting-
watch.
that would put a period on the Bayverse. That would be a good conclusion. Like Anthony says, you can't pretend like the past didn't happen. You need to be aware of the errors of the past so you don't repeat them. So I think this would be a good way of sending off the Bayverse characters in the way that they deserve to be sent off.
But D, what they make?
Murder Prime.
They made what? 4 or 5 of those Bayverse movies?
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. So they didn't learn 4 times.
Well, it's because they kept making money up until they didn't. That's
Right. Yeah. True.
It's because we were all hopeful. Optimus Prime,
would get better.
Optimus Prime is the gatherer of hope. As long as there's hope, and that's what we were hoping for. We go in, hopefully it's going to be good this time, and you walk out halfway through the damn thing.
Yeah. Or they baited you in with something. Like they baited us in the second one with Devastator. They baited us in with the third with something Prime. The fourth with
oh God, Devastator.
Yeah,
that was so
bad.
bad.
And everything. But
that was so bad.
Oh, fourth was Dynamite.
Upgrade kit.
Yeah.
That is an upgrade kit where you get the little balls to hang on him.
Of course there is.
It was. I shit you not. It was.
Hold on. Wait. Let me clarify this, Mr. Magnus. The upgrade kit gives you little balls.
Yeah, it gives you the wrecking balls.
Why not pay for the larger upgrade kit?
No.
I don't have to.
I'm saying
the OS version.
They actually made an upgrade kit that gives you the 2 crane wrecking balls to hang on the back of him so that he has testicles.
Wouldn't that be a downgrade kit to give you some small balls?
Oh, it was so... Dude,
sir, your balls are too big. I recommend a downgrade kit for your own
boy.
good.
Well, I had never seen it. I had never seen the Bayverse toy combined. And somebody put one for sale.
Damn big.
Yeah, I saw it at last year's TFCon. Somebody just had it on a shelf, and I was like, Jesus.
Well, somebody from that site that I go to, the Transformers Liberated, had one for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And he had all these pictures, and one of them shows the front of it combined, and I went, oh my God, they actually put the testicles on it. And his comment to me was, no, that's an upgrade kit that I got for it. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me.
So somebody paid for some balls.
That's right.
Oh, let the teabagging begin.
We haven't said hi to Rashad yet. He's just been listening to us.
I'm just listening, man. I came in late.
Soaking it in. Just soaking it in.
Soaking
Soaking
it
all this knowledge, all this wisdom over the years. Just soak it up, baby. Just soak it up. It's like a sponge. Yeah. Somebody will squeeze it out of you later.
A very small sponge, just like the very small balls on the bottom of Devastator.
Very small balls. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm standing here underneath of robot testicles.
Yeah, that scene was hilarious too. He was standing behind, seeing the balls on side of the pyramid.
I
say, wow.
So RJ Eagle says, "How do you?" I don't recall if we got to this, but how do you guys think the next movie will conclude? If Unicron is jettisoned into space or destroyed, who will be the next threat in the next movie? Who would you like to see?
Yeah.
I can guarantee you how this movie will end. The movie will end in disappointment.
Yeah.
Such a pessimist.
No,
the last one didn't end in disappointment for me.
Hater alert, hater alert, hater alert, hater alert.
The one before started and ended in disappointment.
Yeah, last night ended in disappointment. Like Bumblebee.
We shall see. The way I see it, I'm not excited. I'm just going to wait till it comes out and then get my opinion. Because, yeah, the trailers look good, but I've been disappointed before. So I'm going to go ahead and hold out, check it out. I mean, hell, I might even look at it on the bootleg first, to be honest with you.
I'll wait for it to either hit one of my streaming services or I'll rent it for $1 from Redbox.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to go as soon as I can.
You guys are not going to go see it in the theaters?
I am going to go see it in the theaters. I don't care what nobody say or what the hell is going on. You can bootleg, you can drag leg, you can slow leg. I don't even care. I'm going to watch it in my big-ass luxury chair in that theater right there.
You do that.
Get the VIP
I'm watching
seats
on bootleg first.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Let me ask you guys this.
I thought the plan was we were all gonna go to the theater opening night and like live stream from the theater.
Wow.
That's illegal.
Isn't that illegal?
I mean, I support the basic
I
idea, but
guess-
maybe wait till the movie's over.
Well, I guess as long as the camera is facing us.
Right.
Yeah,
So it would be
yeah,
our
you can have
reaction.
your reaction. You
It
have
would
your
be a
reaction.
live reaction.
It'd be a
to the
reactive movie.
Yeah.
So you know,
Friggin' Rise of the Beast bootleg, but they've cameras just facing us for like the 2 hours.
yeah.
Could you do a live stream? Could you do a live stream where everybody was texting?
Yeah.
Man, I just want to watch the movie.
Right.
Get off
let
the damn
me ask
phone.
you guys this. We did it a couple weeks ago.
What I want to do, Anthony, is be sitting next to you, ruining the movie for you while it's happening, the same way you did to your motherfucking children. Or was that Toy Warp? I don't know.
Okay, Tori,
Oh.
what's your question?
I only have cats, and I like to think I treat them well.
Who was it? Hold on. Who? Spin, help me out. Who did this with their kid?
Oh, that was my dad.
That was your dad. Yeah. So I'm gonna son you, son. There you go. There's my joke.
All right,
I'm gonna
Tori,
give you.
You reached hard enough for it. Damn, he finally got it.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm gonna
a
make
couple
some of
weeks
my
ago,
jokes.
I asked this question by a show of hands: who was going to go see the movie? And that was before the last trailer. So, who was going to, by show of hands, go to the theater to see this out of us?
I'm sitting next to Anthony.
After I see it on bootleg.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut all your screaming.
Everybody raise your hand. Everybody raise your hand and solemnly swear to go to the theater and see Rise of the Beast, no matter how disappointing it promises to be. So help me, Optimus Prime.
Peace to tyranny.
I support the principle, but I don't want to swear that kind of an oath.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to jinx anything. I just want to go watch the movie and look at the credit scenes and find out there's Easter eggs
Anybody
in there.
named Calvin?
That's all I care about. It's okay.
All you care
All
about? I'm sorry. All you care about is if somebody's named Calvin in the credits?
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yep.
according to him, he was the one that did UNICRON in the movie, and he's going to prove it to us by pointing out that his name is in the credits.
Yep.
Why would you doubt that Calvin has just the presence of mind to just like think really hard? Like he has all these ideas about what should happen in these movies.
Because it's
Spends a
Calvin.
lot of time thinking about it and talking about it. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that the butterfly effect of those reverberations could be responsible for UNICRON appearing in the film.
Doesn't mean his name's going to be in the credits.
Yep.
No, exactly. So why do you need the name to, like, I believe him. He says he's responsible. I believe it.
I didn't say I didn't believe him.
Oh, ye of little faith, Anthony.
What's
That's
going to
Why do you
happen
have to be
is
such a cynic all the time?
That's right.
yeah, you know
So
me. When people look at me, they go
pessimistic.
like, "This guy's the most cynical person here."
So suspicious. You have to be so suspicious of all our friends on YouTube.
That's
You know,
right.
I'm looking forward to seeing it be like based on Hasbro's Transformers action figures. Going to say Unicron manifested by Calvin, like right after that.
That sounds like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure Sinister can manufacture a short to that effect.
We had a crossover with Ghostbusters already, so it's not too far fetched.
And Back to the Future.
So Caden says, according to Wikipedia, Lorenzo says that in the film story, we'll have a character arc for Optimus Prime prior to the 2007 film.
Lorenzo de Bonaventura is removed from reality, so I don't trust anything he says about these movies. He just writes the checks as long as they make him money.
Right.
You ever anybody here ever there's an old video of Kevin Smith telling a long story about working with a producer to try and get a Superman movie off the ground in the 90s. Has anybody ever seen that?
No.
Just go on YouTube and look up Kevin Smith's Superman story. You'll get it. This was a different producer, but he did a bunch of successful films, and then he made Wild Wild West, but that's besides the point.
That guy.
And this guy was just like very detached from reality, and Kevin Smith talking about all the weird stuff that happened while he was working with him. And so that's how I always think about producers in terms of that guy. So when this guy's like, oh, this is a new storytelling universe. Oh, also, Optimus has a character arc leading into 2007. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what's going on.
Wow.
He's just writing the checks.
You're not wrong.
I mean, it's Hollywood, so they start going down the road of like all sorts of like special magic dust and stuff happening in the background.
Yeah.
What can I say at this exact moment to get a headline in Variety?
Steven says his birthday is the start of June, so I might go see it in the theater.
Yeah. You know what's going to be really interesting for the culture? TFCon Toronto is like the weekend after Rise of the Beast comes out. So I'm going to go to that convention and everybody's going to have their opinions.
Oh, boy, This is true.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, that's going to be a real interesting month.
That's a shame that my TFCon isn't happening until October, because that would be a really cool video to go around and just, interview people and ask them their opinions on the movie.
Oh, there! You just gave us content. There, we'll grab our recording device and go around and ask people randomly, "What did you think of Rise?"
Make a video of it. Yeah.
Give us a 5-second review. No, 30-second review. We'll give them more time than 5 seconds.
I just hope it's a good movie.
Oh yeah, no, I'm optimistic generally. I mean, there's a lot of ways it could go wrong, but I'm like, all right, let's see what the hell they're gonna do. When is Whoever thought Nightbird was going to be in a live action movie?
Yeah.
Hey, Span, I just sent you a picture of that Devastator.
Okay, oh boy.
Yes, let's see the balls.
Are we going to get demonetized on YouTube? That's a good shot.
If you like this Devastator, this toy is a fantastic piece.
Oh, there's
that'd be a big
UNICRON,
no.
I guess.
But you know what though? But they did trick a lot of people with that Devastator though, because you had to go out and find the pieces, trying to find out they made a secondary, the whole all of them all together.
Yeah, they made a box set eventually.
Yeah, a box set. That just tricked a whole lot of people.
I was guilty of that. Somebody asked me, should I wait for a box set? And I was like, I don't think they're going to do a box set because it's going to be really expensive. And then they did a box set. So, what the hell do I know?
There's Bumblebee getting his shit put out.
Yeah, like I said, that happens to him I think that has happened to him every movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, so he gets owned by Sector 7 in the 2007 movie and, kidnapped. I don't remember if he got beat up in Revenge of the Fallen. That might be the exception. Then Dark of the Moon, he nearly gets executed by firing squad. Age of Extinction, that movie's a blur to me, so I don't remember. And then last night, Optimus beats him up.
He gets blown apart and he comes back together.
Yeah, and Bumblebee opens with him getting his teeth kicked in by a Seeker. So. Oh yeah, you almost Spin. Put something in front of that, just so
blur it out.
Just a little black box. Just open another window and drag it in front.
Wow. There we go.
No, that's making it more obvious.
You're tickling them.
We're gonna get banned from YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
Change the mouse hand into a little hand.
Oh, boy, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You had blue balls, didn't you? It's okay.
They were silver.
Balls of steel, baby. Balls of steel.
Yeah,
June 9th.
man.
Is that? Hang on. Is it literally the weekend before TFCon? I don't know dates.
Actually, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
This is June. It comes out June 9th, from what I heard.
Yeah, so that's a Friday. Yeah, and TFCon is the 17th, the 18th. So
It'll still be
June or
fresh enough in
July?
people's memory. If you're going to TFCon, it's still going to be fresh enough in people's memory. So yeah, it'd probably be a really good video.
Oh yeah,
oh wait. Did I mess it up? Is TFCon in July?
it's in July.
Okay. And that's coming out in June. Never mind. It's a whole ass month. I just don't remember things.
Well, that will give everyone a month to let their reviews settle in and get personal on their thoughts of the movie.
Right.
Yeah. There's the rainbow MacGuffin in the skylight again. Aurora Borealis in this time, in this place, localized entirely.
Okay,
entirely
I've
in
seen
the
this
sky.
thing loop a bunch of times. Where is any implication that he's transforming? I don't see it.
We keep passing it while we're talking about other stuff.
Well, it showed time right in front of his face.
Yeah, and Optimus Prime's ain't the size of his nostril in it. You know, so he's holding him up like this.
Okay,
how different would the vibe have been in the 80s movie if instead of throwing Galvatron into his mouth, Unicron had snorted him with one nostril?
That would be great. That would be so
You're
great.
going to get wild and do me a line of Galvatron tonight.
I mean, that'll make you nuts.
This is a prime drug here. Let me tell you.
It's like, oh, a new action figure. Yep, June. I just don't know things. I wonder what the continuity of this is, because first she's towing him, and then like one scene later, she's in the back transforming in midair. Unless I'm reading it wrong and there's a different character involved.
So who is the tow truck?
That is
Battle
Battle
Trap.
The big guy on the left rising out of the lake a couple scenes ago.
And he hasn't hit stores yet.
Yeah, we've already seen his Studio Series figure, so he's like a known quantity.
I know you're trying to get to the.
Okay, now
scene
in
where-
this scene right here, who is that right there, with the big glasses on?
Oh, that's the controversial Wheeljack redesign, and
It
later
looks
on
like
we
a
see his ears
fembot.
pop
It
out.
looks like a fembot to me.
Well, where it was just blitzing by. At first, I thought it was RC, and then I noticed RC standing beside him.
Yeah, there you go.
In the very
like
a couple frames before that, they show him getting out of Stratosphere. You
Yeah,
can see Stratosphere in the background. They're all getting out of them.
See, they're doing an interesting thing because Wheeljack's an inventor, so they made this guy change into a van, and he's got the suspenders and glasses. This is like a guy that machines things in his garage. That's how I read this character, or like a guy cobbling technology in the back of a van, except he transforms into a van.
Right.
Yeah.
It reminds
You mean
me
like the Urkelbot?
of Urkelbot,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it reminds me of, Urkelbot.
We know he's a voice actor. But
Suspenders and glasses. Yeah.
Does Michael Juliet White voice act him? That's the question.
people have been, Stephen Bach saying, like, people have been calling the character Pablo because, I don't know if it's in the movie, but the toy of him that's been out there, it says Pablo on the side of the van as, like, a logo, so people have been calling him that instead.
That's funny. All right, show me this UNICRON eye.
Well, I mean, first there's whatever's going on there, which I'm not entirely convinced that's going to be Earth. I think it's going to be some other place.
Oh, that's a scene from the opening of The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it may...
Leave
it
it or
blows
not.
my mind.
Oh,
that's what that song's from, yeah.
I could feel so free.
Yeah, somebody's getting abducted by aliens.
On a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, is that a person on the cliff there? It looks like a person just standing there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, only after, like, someone's
Is he just
on
like...
the cliff.
Jesus, like calling down, father.
That's the statue in Rio.
Is it?
Right? Yeah,
No, I'm just
that's
saying.
what it's evoking to me.
That's what it
looks
looked like. The statue in Rio.
Right. Subconsciously,
There-
that's what it was.
Okay,
Wait
this
for
is
me.
the part that we keep referencing. First, there's a
Right.
big eye, and then there's this. And I think that's Scourge, not Optimus, because he's got the claw arm. That's a Scourge thing.
Ooh, look at that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like...
I'm not sure that that's what that is.
Well, we saw the eyes open, like
what else could it
people
be?
eyes. They have eyelids.
Now, do we
Like-
think the Matrix will be open in this movie?
Does he have... Oh, that'll be a line in the sand. Speaking of severing
Right.
connections with the Bayverse, if this was a Michael Bay movie, he's not supposed to have it. It's lost in Egypt somewhere.
Hmm.
So if he's got it,
those
they're
would
like,
be-
this is its own thing.
Those would be far too small to be eyes for a planet-sized robot.
Yeah, but remember when Unicron came back and stole Metroplex and Triptychon's eyes?
Yeah, exactly. It's more.
Remember how
more to scale?
the cartoon never agreed on how big Unicron was, and it was whatever suited the individual scene for dramatic purposes.
Because I mean, in the movie, it's like the Junkion ship flew through one of his eyes. Yeah, and so I mean, the Junkions are in the ship, and then the ship is going through his eyes. So, like, what kind of scale should we say his eyes are then?
Yeah, and then consider when he picks up and eats Galvatron and how
2 words. Mass shifting. That's the answer to fucking everything.
every time there's a cut, he mass shifts.
That's right. He saw the ship coming at him, and so he mass shifted bigger so that it wouldn't do as much damage.
RG Eagle said, "Do you guys want the human ally character to be more like Shia LaBeouf, Mark Wahlberg, the girl in Bumblebee, G1 Spike, or Chip Chase? I just want to see it rotate. I think that's a good way to do it."
You know, I actually like the Shia LaBeouf character. Like, it's just a certain quirkiness to him. The Wahlberg character didn't do anything for me. Like, it was just kind of boring after a while.
Yeah, I remember not having much sympathy for him in Age of Extinction, because I remember being like, "You, sir, are the architect of all your own problems."
Yeah.
All I see is
wasn't
Marky
a good
Mark.
person
I
when he was in
can't
the
get
movie.
past that.
Oh, wait, sorry?
I say all I see is Marky Mark. You know, every time I see Mark Wahlberg, it takes me back. Like, hey, that's Marky Mark, man. I don't care what you change your name to. You
It gives you
always
some good
Mark.
vibration.
Yeah,
It's
when
true.
both of those 2 movies he was in, whenever I explained things,
Me
whenever
too.
I was talking about him going around with his group of people, I'd be like, "So then Marky Mark and his funky bunch go
Bunch,
here and do this."
Yep,
That's right.
Donnie's little brother.
Yep.
And I was not feeling the vibrations, to be honest.
Wow.
Love it. Drum roll.
So Kaden
Oh,
says,
man.
I hope the Transformers will get the most screen time in the movie instead of the humans. It's called Transformers, not Human Formers.
Yeah, but this is a live action movie and they cost money. We'd all like that, but let's see how possible that really is. Though at least they did show us like a big, long, unbroken take of an action scene that's just Transformers, like near the end of this trailer. So
Mm-hmm. And RJ Eagle says, I also hope Unicron will have heralds, similar to heralds of a Galactus like Silver Surfer, Terex from the Tamer, and Nova, etc.
Is that not what Scourge, Battletrap,
that's what
and
the
Nightbird
Terracons
are?
are.
Like his
That's what I was
heralds?
thinking there, and I think we've just determined that this right here is probably Scourge because of that claw hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like that's his herald. He's Unicron's herald.
And somebody asked earlier about who the bad guys were going to be after Unicron. It could very easily be the Decepticons, since there's no Decepticons in here.
Yeah, they seem to be sitting this movie out unless there's like something that we haven't seen yet. Which that's fine. Let's vary it up a little. I mean, as per Bumblebee, they're not supposed to be on Earth because they're like, this is our secret fallback position we don't want them to know about. So it would make sense for them to not be in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's this guy voiced by Tyrion Lannister himself.
Who is this?
Scourge.
Scourge.
This is the
He's
scourge
got
of this movie.
yeah. He's got a
Oh, Tyrion
Decepticon symbol
Lannister.
for
Oh,
his head.
he's a good.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a good
Who
guy.
is he?
Dinklage.
Yeah, and once again, we've seen his design because his Studio Series figure is already out in some places. So he's got a Decepticon symbol for his head. He changes into a truck, kind of like Dark of the Moon Megatron's truck mode. He got a claw hand that can change into a gun. It just is a good-looking design.
Is it good? Okay, because it looks lackluster here from this scene. But if the toy is good and everything, that's cool. And who are the other two? Who are the other two Decepticons? Or are you saying they're not Decepticons?
Well, they're Terrorcons, Battletrap and Nightbird.
Okay.
They're Unicron's heralds, whatever that means. I mean, in the '86 movie, they were still called Decepticons, so who knows?
Battletrap and who?
Nightbird.
And these are Beast Wars characters.
No, Battletrap is a late Generation 1 character, and Nightbird is that android lady from one episode of the cartoon.
Yeah, the ninja.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, Battletrap was.
Somebody forgot.
Battletrap was originally a Duocon.
Yeah.
Well, does she look anything like Nightbird? Yeah, Charlie's holding up. That's Nightbird that I'd recognize. But I mean, I've watched this trailer a bunch of times. I didn't see a character that looked like that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Scourge. Kind of a weird pose. I've seen better pictures of his robot mode, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will be better as a masterpiece, man. Seriously.
I like that. Scourge's Bay versus Optimus. I like that theory.
Yeah, that is that's not based on anything. People just keep spitballing that theory that
right.
It's a fun theory. I think it's a fun
Yeah.
theory. I don't think it'll turn out to be endorsed officially.
Yeah,
Here's why I think these guys are separate from Decepticons, because on his grill in the preview, you see both Autobot and Decepticon emblems like they're
yeah. You can
like
sort of
Kill.
see them here on the toy. They sculpted them in.
Right.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Different
So
fashion
like
symbols.
rules him out being a Decepticon and being just a Terracon.
Yeah, and it's got the Terracon logo there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a third faction.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find Nightbird.
Well, I was going to say, or I guess a question: the logos on the grill, would they symbolize characters that he's destroyed?
Yeah, that's obvious. That's what I'm thinking.
I would definitely say so.
Yeah. So we don't have a good photo of like a Studio Series figure yet, but this is a CGI, like a promo render of Nightbird's design. We did see it in the trailer. It was just never like in the front of any of the shots.
Yeah.
Which, you still got the sword, still kind of purple, has to change into a car now. So, similar but a little different.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me find Battletrap. Battletrap's got a Studio Series figure out, so his design's like out there. Yeah, Rise of the Beast, Battletrap. Let me find his figure.
I don't think any of these Transformers look terrible, but I don't think any of them look good. Like Optimus Prime's the only one that looks good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind his designs.
I'm talking. Well, the Beast Wars guys look fine. The Beast look fine as well. But like all the Transformers, with the exception of Prime, they don't look good to me. Like Bumblebee looks uninspired. Mirage looks uninspired. Wheeljack, people are complaining about Wheeljack. Like I'm not saying they look terrible. They definitely look better than Bayverse. Like for sure it looks better than all the Bayverse stuff. But it's still like it doesn't. You don't look at it and be like, "Yo, those are cool robots." At least I don't.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's nothing I'd pick up.
This is the big Firebird, Nightbird.
What are we talking about? Yeah, like that. That looks better.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'd like it to look like that.
Nice.
That looks more inspired. Like that looks better than the RC that they spent like millions of dollars doing that CGI. But like if they would have just motion capture this third party figure, they'll have a better shape.
Do you guys think we'll see Megatron in this movie?
Yes.
No.
Yep. At the end credits, I told them. Spoiler alert.
The only reason why I asked is because while I was toy hunting, I actually saw a Megatron figure with the movie box to it. The
Yep.
Rise of the
Yeah.
Beast.
Yep.
So
They're
that's
just
why I
kind
kind of
of
thought, is it some kind of hint that they're
Yeah,
giving
they're
us?
just
man.
throwing things into movie boxes.
Gotcha.
Well,
Rashad, I've been watching the live action Transformers movies since 2007, and I
Uh-huh.
have not seen Megatron yet.
Huh.
I've seen some guy who was called Megatron, but that was not
Wow.
Megatron.
Yeah,
Womp womp
that's not.
womp.
Yeah, that tank.
Dumb ways to die.
Exactly.
Just
okay,
Yep.
so Megatron has been frozen since 1931. If we're going by the Bayverse thing, because they built the Hoover Dam to hide his signature.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, they found him in the Arctic before that. Just that's when they moved him there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now he's Schrodinger's Megatron because if this is a Bayverse thing, he's frozen in the Hoover Dam. If this is not, he's somewhere else.
Yeah, this is a soft reboot, so
Yeah. The important thing to remember, and this is a known thing, in Bumblebee they were going to show the frozen Megatron in the scenes in the Hoover Dam.
yeah.
And then they deleted it, like so many other Bayverse connections, when they sort of drifted it away. So that was something they were going to do and then did not. And it sort of makes sense in terms of the final film, because they're like, yeah, come into the Hoover Dam, our base here. And I'm like, would they have done that if Megatron was frozen there? If he's not
this
frozen there,
scene-
it makes more sense.
This scene here, I want to know what's going on.
Probably the
This is kind of
sky
what gets
beacon.
me excited about. All right, what is this? What is
Looks like a
going on
concert.
here?
It kind of looks like the Pantheon.
Yeah.
In
Well,
Greece.
they go to Rio de
You
Janeiro,
mean
so maybe this is
Parthenon? I
there.
think you mean the
Or
Parthenon.
Parthenon, I mean.
Like they go to the jungles as part of the story, so
That's interesting to me. Yeah.
This is not the jungle.
I know, but like it could be it's adjacent to the jungle.
Jungle adjacent. Okay. You have some nice temple like majestic architecture. It goes nice next to jungle.
Yeah.
So did anybody get anything this week?
Yes, I did.
I found
I
some
got
things.
I got a retro hound that I'm waiting to open because I've never messed with a G1 hound before in my life. Also, they've never reissued him except for once in 2000 and something. So
Nice.
I
The box
found,
does look cool.
I found
Yeah.
Core Grimlock.
oh, nice. I got one on order for
My
myself.
condolences.
I found
Such
Point
a
Blank.
pessimist. Oh, the headmaster's guy himself.
Nice. Okay.
and one more crankcase.
Yeah,
Oh
excellent.
no, just throw that away.
I think this is. I think Bill. These are the three worst figures you've ever shown us. Like this is the first time. This is the first time you've held up a series of figures, and I'm like, I don't want anything you have.
Wait till next week because my order from BBTS is coming in Monday,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
No,
that's
so
gonna
it was a refreshing change. It's a refreshing
And that's-
change from like.
and that's going to
all these
have
great
the
boxes.
Masterpiece Jetfire in it.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, now
Oh,
Charlie's got.
okay.
Hold on, guys. Charlie has something to show off.
Ooh. That's a which Magnus
X
is that?
Transbots. That's the extra. That's the new X
X-Transbots.
Transbots Ultra Magnus.
That is
Oh, is
sharp.
that the all-in-one one or the armor one?
Yes. Yeah, it's all in
All
one.
in one.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
And also
So-
not that bad boy.
Oh,
That's the same hound that
that I was gonna pop
Anthony
open.
just holding up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, Charlie, have you tried transforming this motherfucker right here?
Nope.
Are you going to?
Just eventually.
Okay.
It drives me up the wall because I got to transform everything. I get.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Good. But be careful because that one, you
Only thing I
know, the
found.
reviewers say that the transformation is a nightmare and it does break.
Well, and this
Wheel
one's the second
Yeah.
release, and they said something about the arm.
Oh, something interesting I pointed out at the top of the show about Hound. He's now a licensed Jeep product.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
used
Oh,
to be
that's
back
cool.
in the day. Like all the '80s guys were unlicensed because they didn't really care back then, even until the early 2000s, they were still reissuing them without seeking a license, and then they kind of didn't for a while, and now they're getting proper
Didn't they
vehicle
have they
licenses.
had the Jeep license for alternators, didn't they? Pretty sure
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
Alternators
mean, like,
was what, early 2000s?
yeah. I'm talking about like the 2000s rolled around, and all the new figures that they made, they needed to license their car modes, but they still kept doing these reissues without a care in the world. Probably because they're like, oh, we've been doing these since the '80s,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're seeing reissues with actual licensing on them.
So,
Rashad, show your character again.
yeah, the
Windblade?
Windblade. We didn't get a chance to see that.
Yeah, what's the story behind Wheelblade as opposed to Windblade?
That
This
was a
is
Third party.
TFCon
something that
exclusive.
an exclusive that Chosen Prime and
that's pretty
Fans Hobby came out with.
Yeah, he looked like a Porsche 959.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I said, you know what, this looks pretty good. Let me pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a retool of their
like
Minerva. Like,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a
Kinda
TFCon
their
exclusive
What's
one
that
year.
special release?
they did.
So the what are those? The Headmaster Juniors, right? So it's a retool of the Headmaster Junior series.
Yeah,
So
their
these are
take on Minerva.
third party masterpiece scale transformers.
Yeah.
Hmm. They just decided to get funky with it and be like, what if we made Windblade into a car?
Yeah, kind of like what they did with the Power Master Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I love it when third party stuff like that gets weird. I can't wait to see what they do for this year's TFCon, and I'll be there, so it'll be easy to. Oh boy,
Nice.
oh boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and
that's
he's
very
got
nice.
he comes with like a bunch of Diaclone drivers too, because he's like in
Yeah.
Diaclone colors. Yeah,
Yeah, it comes with the whole nine.
that's a good one.
These were numbers.
So many modern Transformers, they come with these little fish and chips wrappers full of accessories.
Nice.
And I did pick up the Thomas, Astro Train, if you will.
Well, Toy Work, what do you have over there?
What's that?
Backwater site, not a transformer, but backwater site. Pick this up. It's a Richard Petty stock car, and it's from 1978. I know that because the car is a '78 Chevy Caprice Classic Coupe.
Nice.
I happen to own a '78 Chevy Caprice Classic Coupe. So,
That's nice.
yeah, I had to have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Richard Petty stuff off of it and paint it up like my actual car. And then since it's remote control,
That's great.
I can drive it around. When I take my car to the car meet, I can drive my car around the car meet.
That's cool.
I gotta get. I've said before, Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron figures are Diaclone scale, so I see 2 seats in here. I gotta get this guy some drivers.
Yeah.
This guy's
I
tiny.
did pick up the Thundercracker. I mean, I'm not really. It is what it is.
Yeah, I haven't seen those yet here at Walmart.
Yeah, we haven't got
I
any
saw
of
one.
those.
I was like, I'm gonna
Everywhere
wait
I
on
haven't
this.
gotten any yet.
Yeah. Trust me.
I do
if you
find it
wait
really
on
funny that
wait
it
on
comes with Megatron's gun still, because they're obviously casting it off the same mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give him a couple of drivers here. Yeah.
Wait,
These
did
things, if you have anything Generation 1 with a Diaclone seats on it, these guys will fit in there.
And I got
That's like a
this
little
one.
bonus. This is a cheap source of Diaclone drive.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
hey.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas.
Is that Thomas? Yeah,
Yeah,
Thomas,
Thomas.
is a good one.
Thomas the train.
It's the U.S. version, isn't it?
Yeah, the U.S.
Yeah,
version.
that's one of.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh, okay,
man,
yeah,
man, y'all better
the-
leave Thomas alone over there, man. He'll come to life on y'all over there.
So is anybody getting the orange Cyclonus?
There's an
The
orange
masterpiece
Cyclonus.
Orange
version?
Cyclonus.
Yeah, you have.
Wow.
So the fourth party company that's KO and Fans Toys Cyclonus.
Oh
They're
no.
coming out with an
Oh.
orange. Was it Cheddar Glass version?
Oh yeah,
It's
Shadow
supposed to
Glass
be like
Cyclonus is
under-
in. It's in hot rod
It's
colors.
a good toy. It's a good toy. If it's like $100, then it might be worth it. But if it's 150, I don't know. Like
Well,
why?
a
Just
lot
a
of people are
random
saying
recolor?
it's
Did,
under
him,
100 bucks.
did anybody order the Shattered Glass Grimlock yet?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got one of those
I
coming.
started to.
Yeah, I ordered that one.
Here we go. The original intended play pattern from before Transformers is to have these guys with drivers.
Awesome.
I don't know why it's so out of focus, but there.
Is that Luke?
Yeah, it's Luke and a TIE fighter pilot that you can't see because of the colors, but
Yeah, I haven't
I
seen
probably
none of those here.
like I've said before, like maybe I'll do a write up on these at one point, but like if you have any G1 guys, I recommend picking up like one or two of these Star Wars guys, just so you can give all your Generation 1 guys drivers. You could have two of these guys inside Optimus Prime.
That
Oh
looks
yeah, Shattered Glass
horrendous.
Cyclonus. Yeah, it was supposed to be hot rod colors because they were like reversing the identities.
Oh yeah. I think either Magic Square or New Age did an orange Cyclonus or red Cyclonus.
Interesting. This has a 2023 copyright stamp on it, this reissue here. Also, something's rattling around. I don't know if you can hear that.
Oh,
I don't know if I
no.
should be concerned
I
or
didn't hear
not.
it.
Mine doesn't rattle.
Yeah, it's got
Uh,
tiny.
Maybe his head
Start
is
it out.
broken inside the cab.
Here he is
Or the
next to
seats.
Studio
The
Series
seats
Hot Rod.
kind of like recline forward. Might be one of the seats just clicking.
Yeah, they get floppy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. Let me see what I do with all this stuff. And maybe you know.
Do you have the tire that goes on the back?
Yeah. It came in the fish and chips bag.
Oh
So
yeah.
that goes here.
I think it just can't be as much fun without the stickers. You gotta have the stickers.
Hey, now I don't gotta worry. I'm like, it comes out of the box ready to go. Plus, I could always get repro labels if I really wanted to put some stickers on them. Gotta be easy with that. Don't want to break nothing right out of the box. There we go.
Snap.
Yeah.
I love my hound figure as a kid, but I do have to say that like the arms on that bot mode are pretty fucking disappointing.
Yeah, they're tiny because
Well,
they have to go up underneath the fender wells.
I'm about to see what you're talking about in a minute. And earlier today, Spin was just telling me, he's like, oh, the arms are actually really well engineered. So who's telling the truth?
You're having this experience for the first time. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I said I never messed with a G1 Hound before.
Matthew,
yeah.
Matthew, I have a big head and little arms. Are you sure that you fully thought this out?
Yeah. Well. In Hound's case, he also has a very tiny head. So he's got tiny head, tiny hands, and really big feet.
You know what that rattling was? That was his head here coming in and out of the thing.
That's what I said. His head could be loose.
That's the highest I can get his arm with the gun on it.
That's crazy.
Like, pew, pew.
Man, like
pew pew.
Yeah, you gotta lean back to make that shot.
Right. I can aim straight.
The only thing he has to ever shoot at is Ravage.
Right.
Hey, I got a G1 Ravage over there. I'll reunite them once I'm done transforming them.
Nice.
The one that came with the Beast Wars one.
The one that I got, the Masterpiece one, I took my SS Ravage and I put him in. Hang on, I got to move hubcap here.
Oh, that's a cool bit of engineering. The way the head works, it's automorph before that even existed. You flip it down, the head automatically goes up.
So there was that kit that came with everybody's guns, and it came with the cage for Ravage. And so I put that Ravage in it because my Masterpiece Hound came with the key.
Right.
Oh,
Nice.
And so that's how I have that scene set up.
Cool.
Like that.
I like
That's
that.
cool.
You ain't kidding. This is some tiny arms.
Hey, Spin, I like that background you got up there, man.
Oh, thank you.
Protect the bots.
Yeah.
To protect the bots.
I actually picked up the fourth party Protect the Bots from Show Z. And if you're looking for something with good artwork, there it is. But that is definitely not.
You're talking about the KO. You're talking about the KO of the Make Toys.
No, the it's actually G1 remake or reprint, whatever they want to call it. Fourth party.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
of the original Protector Bots, and it came in a gift box, but exactly not what I had in the 80s. You know,
Oh no.
for me, it was like, let me pick it up. It was on like $50.
Mhm.
Plus, I had a bunch of points laying around, but it is. They say replica. It looks like it, but it's not it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I was just Rashad. I was just saying that last. I think just in our episode last week, I was talking about those reissues, right? Which those are just straight KOs.
That's
And
it.
what I use them for, like, they're fun to put the stickers on, because like you could get that same feel, but the quality of the toy itself is subpar.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
not
reason
that.
why, for me, what's cool about it is I just buy them to just have the G1s in the box, because I have some original G1s in the boxes from the 80s. So I just got those to flesh out my collection and put them on the wall as decoration.
Hey, look, I've lowered the resale value of this by despruing a missile.
It's okay. They're not chromed. They're not chromed anyway. So trash.
But it's licensed.
The original missiles are all chrome on that guy as well.
Yeah.
So, Toy Warp.
But you can fix that with your just with a chrome marker.
Yeah.
Toy Warp, your scene behind you, is that your collection or is that a store?
The scene behind me is my collection. That's my living room.
Okay, I love those cases. I didn't know if maybe you had a store or something, and that was what that was.
These cases
Phil,
actually
you gotta go back and watch our episode. We did a whole episode reviewing Toy Warp's collection.
That was an episode.
I would say it's one of our classic episodes.
These cases actually came from KB Toys when they were in business. I worked for KB Toys 6 years right before they shut down. So,
Nice.
yeah, one was actually a present from.
Are you the reason, Toy Warp? Are you the reason they shut down?
No, absolutely not. I loved working there. I so miss working there. That was such a fun job. Oh, that was a fun job.
I have
And
a buddy
easy.
of mine that worked at the one here, and they always talk about how much fun they have working there. So, my question is, like mine behind me, I've got a lot of stuff that's open on shelves. When I have friends come over and they bring their kids, of course, oh, I want touch. I want to touch. So I pick these things up.
Yep.
Are those authentics?
Yep, that's how you're supposed to roll. Just
It's
like
Secret
that.
Battalions.
These are from Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Yeah, and they usually about once every other month they go on sale for about $3 a piece.
Yep.
And I have a whole shelf of them back there. So whenever somebody brings their kid over, I'm like, you get to have this.
Yeah, there you go.
Because while their hands are closed on this, their hands are not touching my shit.
Yep.
That's good.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
A decoy. It's
Yes,
a decoy.
the decoys always work with kids. It always does.
He said, taser those kids if they got happy feet, happy hands.
Oh dear.
I just want to point out that even back in the 80s, these were the same size class, the Autobot cars.
Right.
Yep.
It's just really funny.
Yeah, we didn't have a thing called scale back then.
Yeah. I mean, he scales decently with Ravage, at least, and I think he's the exact right height to hit him the way his gun is angled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
thank
we
you,
got
RJ. Yeah, as soon as that masterpiece came in, and I noticed that he had the key, and his one of his hands, the finger comes out like that. And I was like, oh, look at this. And, oh, the key just hangs on it. Oh, yeah, baby. I know what scene I'm making.
Hey, look at that.
Let's see if I can.
He's got the little hook on the side too that you can put the key on.
Yeah, you can put it on his hip.
Let's angle this a little better. I'm just like grabbing the G1 guys that I have, which is not a lot.
Don't put Blaster
Coming along,
next to them.
coming along. It's looking like you're having fun there.
Blaster,
Yeah, but Blaster and Jetfire.
Oh man,
Ultra
Blaster
Magnus
towers over them.
You gotta put Thundercracker in there. You got that one yet?
Yeah. No. This is making me want to grab it just so I have it's 4-on-4 as far as the retro guys are concerned. Yeah, I do have a trailer for this Optimus. It's just up there.
Hey, I know that when I first got on here, I brought this up to Spin, D, Courage, and Orlotti. I want to get this other piece, and maybe Iceman, Torwarp, Rashad, and Charlie have seen this piece before. A buddy of mine that I work with was tearing a house down, and sealed inside the wall, he found a watch box.
Ooh.
The watch box has a Decepticon symbol on it, and there's a watch inside of it, but I cannot find it. I can't find out what the value is of it. No one's ever seen it. So let me grab this real quick. No, I've got the watch. He gave it to me because he was like, I don't know what it is. You got Transformers. Maybe you can figure something out.
You may have the only copy. It could be the actual, that could be like you put it on and then it turns into the
Okay.
into the exosuit.
It says it's
Spin, thank you.
It's Transformers Armada. That's what it says there. So that identifies the time period at least, like 2002, 2003 thereabouts.
Oh, dude,
nice.
you got you something. You got you something. Yes, indeed. You got something.
Oh, Daddy
Has a
won.
button.
Yeah, you got you something, buddy. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy won.
I could do something. If you send me if you send us some good pictures of the box and the watch, I can at least put it out on like Transformers Twitter. They're usually pretty good at IDing things.
The band is real wide. It's double belted, and it's got this chain on the side of it.
Like I'm looking at the style of it, and I'm like, oh, that definitely is from the early 2000s fashion-wise.
Yeah.
He found it in the wall as they were tearing this building down, and he was like, I have no idea what it is.
That's a
Because
watch.
it's evil. It's because it's evil, but you can't kill it. So they have to bury it in the wall.
That sounds like profiling me. Just because it's Decepticon means it's evil? That's profiling.
It's transmitting a signal.
Oh no!
See, I keep it on top of one of my shelves in this.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you know why? You know why?
It's blocking the signal that's being transmitted.
Well, I'm afraid Soundwave's going to seek it out.
I could look it up and see what it is.
Let me tell you what's going on in Toy Warp's mind right now.
Too late.
As he stares at the screen. Toy Warp, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Just popped
now,
up.
No, hold on, Rashad, chill. Give me a full screen of Toy Warp. Give me a full screen of Toy Warp.
Okay, here we go.
Look at this guy. He's looking at that watch, and behind those eyes, let me tell you what's going on behind those eyes. He's saying, Precious!
Oh man,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
oh
But-
boy.
I've Googled Transformers Armada watch, and I can't find that one. There are Transformers Armada watches. I can't even find the box that looks like.
Did you look up maybe BotCon exclusives or some kind of convention exclusive?
Yeah, that feels like the type of thing that would be, considering it's like a Armada thing, but prestige.
Yeah.
Or it really is a custom, one of a kind. Or
No, it's not a custom.
very-
It's not a custom. That's clearly like a commemorative piece.
Yeah.
But then why is it so hard to find then?
Because it
Well,
might be
exactly what
kind of
Anthony
convention
said. It's
exclusive.
probably a convention exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Did Toy Warp say that? That's what Toy Warp said. Whoever said
No,
it.
I mean, it wasn't me, but I concurred that it sounded
Yeah,
like the
okay.
type of thing that would be an exclusive. of some kind from a convention.
And whatever you do.
Well,
do
Mr.
not
Magnus,
sell
I
it.
say you just put it on eBay for $2,000 and see what you get.
No, you put on eBay for $1.5 million.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, fuck
And then I'm going to bid on it,
$2,000.
and I'm really hoping that you ship it before I pay for it.
See, told you, $1 million.
$1 billion.
Touche. $1
Scam.
million.
Seriously though, send me some pictures. I'll see what I can rustle up on socials. Because now I'm curious too. I forgot about it entirely.
Yeah, it was one of the first things that I brought up to us whenever we got to talking. Back when I was still out on the porch working on my phone.
You start tearing down my walls.
Everyone just starts knocking the walls out of their house looking for Transformers.
Yeah, I
You're here somewhere.
sure hope it's not a rental.
Well, I know next week I gotta go pick up Acid Storm, which is one of the masterpiece. So I gotta go pick it up next week. Kind of happy. That's all I can say. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Actually, let me see if
Well,
it
gentlemen,
plays
it
the
is
sound.
time. So,
Oh, wow.
deuces.
It was 9 o'clock.
No, you
Peace.
cannot leave.
I have
No,
to.
no more work. No.
No more
Gotta
work.
make-
You got $1 million Transformer watch sitting there.
Maybe.
That's right.
I would love it if I did.
You
Retirement.
never know what you might have.
And like I said, he gave it to me. He was like, I can't find out what it's worth. You've got Transformers here. You can just have this. And he brought it into me, and I was like, damn, that thing's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
And then I tried to look it up, and I couldn't find anything on it. I was like, well, maybe it's something.
It's got Cybertronian engineering. It's better than even
Right.
Swiss. It's better than Swiss clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a Bay movie where the watch like took a hold of him, and every time he went to do something wrong, it'll like shock him or something?
Right.
Yeah. Is it a Dark of the Moon plot point?
Yeah, Dark of the Moon.
I wouldn't
Didn't
put
have
it
a
on.
name, but people took to calling it Power Pinch after the Beast Wars guy.
Peace out, Bill. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all be
Yes,
good.
sir.
Later on, Bill.
All right.
I've just been rebuilding Starscream because that's what you do when you transform him.
It's a Lego.
Yeah,
Actually,
it is.
Let's see if it plays the sound in this.
Oh, yeah. This was a good
One
edit.
shall stand, one shall fall.
Yes,
Shame
this is
the
well done.
frame rate's not great.
If we beat them with the walls and they're still in the air, if we shoot them out of the air, then they're still at the gate. So where does that leave us? Nowhere. That's where.
It's UNICRON. This is Jazz, a ginormous, weird-looking planet that showed up in the suburbs of Cyber. This thing, this monster planet, just ripped the first moon to shreds.
And the answer is UNICRON.
Cybers judged you. Proceed on your way to oblivion.
Light our darkest hour.
Avengers!
Revenge.
Assemble.
Why did you use Rocky?
Yeah, I didn't
No
get
reason
that joke either.
whatsoever.
I didn't. That's the only part I didn't get. I was like, why is it Rocky? I watched it again. I'm like, who are these people? I'm like, okay, it's Rocky, whatever.
It was just a running scene.
Yeah. No, I just figured. But anyway, overall, that was a good edit. That was
Cool.
clever, and they threw it together real quick.
Yep. All thing I do is throw some wire down and watch y'all don't trip over and fall over. It'd be sweet.
That's going to be the final strategy of their enemies. Just put a big wire in front of them.
Oh, gosh.
Oh boy, it is quiet over there. What y'all thinking through y'all crazy minds?
Oh, I'm just transforming these guys because I got caught up doing that.
I was thinking how that was a very quick edit on, that video was a very quick edit. I was thinking about how I could improve it, but how much time it would take.
It would take.
It would take a lot of time to edit that really well.
That probably took them a couple hours to do it.
Yep.
You know, when I'm
How much
editing my
time did you
videos, what
spend?
takes the most time is gathering the clips that I need.
Exactly.
That is a pain in the butt.
What program do you use to edit? For what?
It's like Vegas. It's oh god, can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's akin to Vegas.
Okay.
I don't know enough about American cities to make a joke about another place that's like Vegas.
Is there any other place like Vegas?
Vegas is awesome.
I watch Goodfellas. I'm never going to Vegas.
Oh no!
That's not that bad.
No, it's Casino. Casino.
Casino was awesome. What you talking about, Willis?
I love Casino. What you talking about,
It's
Willis?
also a cautionary tale about going to Vegas.
Only thing is, go out there and win some money. Don't cheat. They tell you that right up front. Don't cheat.
Wait, let me get the trailer. Just make this complete.
All right, fellas. Until next time. Time for me to get ready for work.
No, you cannot go to work. No.
Hey, that
You gonna pay him?
Transformers flowing in. Got to do that.
Exactly. We gotta support our habits.
Yep.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week if you're on.
All righty.
Big up.
Have a good week.
All right. Take care. Thank you for rolling through.
And there we go. All the G1 stuff I got right now. Plus a regular non-retro hot rod that's over there. It's got the Starscream.
Yeah, I feel you,
Hound.
having to work to support the Transformers habit with me meeting Dan Gilvezan at the Transformer Comic-Con thing down here.
Yeah.
I'm looking to buy a card of Bumblebee, and the cheapest one on eBay right now is like $1,200.
What does it have to be an original? Would a reissue not do? Because they did that Walmart reissue.
I don't do reissues.
All right.
Wow.
His name is Toy Warp Vintage.
Ah. Hey, the name of the series was the Vintage Collection, so.
I suppose.
Chinese knockoffs.
Yeah.
Somebody in one of the groups the other day was selling a blue cliff jumper. Apparently, it was one of the South American variants, and they had it up for $800 loose.
I would believe that. Those things are
Man,
super rare.
what is wrong with people? Where do they get these prices from?
The G1,
I mean, it's rare, right? It's a rare piece.
Yeah.
Came out of South America, yeah, it's uncommon.
But even with it being rare, it's like, you price it whatever you want. Who's actually buying it at that price?
There was a lot of interest in the post. I know that.
Okay.
And then he said that, if it didn't sell in the group, it was going to eBay anyway, so. I like my red tape, just the foreign variants, man. I can't mortgage the house enough to pay for foreign variants.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like I ever saw any when I was a kid either. I saw zero of the foreign. I didn't even know they existed until I was into adulthood, so I don't have any interest in them personally. It looked cool, but I always thought that the 944 looked good in that blue. It was like a baby Ford blue. It was really good looking color.
Ooh, okay, no, that does sound nice.
Yeah, there was a year at TFCon they did one of the third-party masterpiece cliff jumpers in that color scheme as a homage to it. It was the year we were all over there.
Okay.
But I remember they didn't get there in time, so they weren't up for sale because I was considering grabbing one as an exclusive. God, I don't remember which company did it. The one that recently made the really good cliff jumper. It was a repaint of that. Guy that
Maybe
made
D might
Grifter.
know.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. What I'm thinking about is like if I have my my full line of G1s basically. There's like some holes in my G1 collection. But if I came into stupid money where I didn't care and like, okay, fine, I'll buy some vintage stuff. What I would buy is all the guns. So like that Megatron came from a series of micro change guns. So Spin and I have talked about these quite a bit. The one that I want the most is the Browning one, that little pistol. We've talked about it on the show a little bit, but
Yeah.
not with you guys. So the brown, and then the other one is the revolver. So I'd like to get those. But then the other thing that I'd like to do, which would be like a total waste of money, like it would totally cost you way more money than anybody would think it would be worth. But I'd love to do it. Is get G1 in the boxes, G1 Omega Supreme, but then also collect all the color variations that there were done of the G1 Omega Supreme in the 80s, the different KOs, the different licenses, and then do a shelf of those guys as guardians, like different color guardians.
Yeah, like the red and black one that they did and stuff.
Yeah, because there's the red and black one, there's a blue one, there's Omega Supreme color, and then there's ones that are sort of off from the Omega Supreme color. There's like grays and reds that are not the right gray and red. So
I remember if there was like a chrome looking one at some point.
Yeah, there was. There was one with chrome exactly, and that was nice.
Yeah.
So like tracking those down and then getting them complete, that would probably be real expensive.
Yeah.
But that would be a very unique collection to have a series of those. So sorry, Anthony, what were you talking about?
Which version of third-party Masterpiece Cliffjumper it was that got painted blue like that rare international variant?
Oh, yeah, sorry. That was
it was
KFC.
Ocular Max. I just remembered. Yeah.
Oh, Ocular Max. Okay. So, KFC also did it. X-Trans Bots did a blue one as well as Ocular Max. The cool thing about the Ocular Max one is that their version of Cliffjumper actually has seats, so you could put your Diaclone guys or you put your little Masterpiece figures inside.
Yeah. I got the hubcap version over there. It's got like opening doors and stuff.
Right. Okay. Oh, you already have it. Yeah. Exactly.
Which company was it that did the Cliffjumper? And man, the alt mode was straight on Porsche 944. I mean, it was the most beautiful alt mode I've ever seen for Cliffjumper, and it was one of these third-party companies that did it.
That's probably X-Trans Bot.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's been one that I've seen popping up that's really recent, and it doesn't look so good in alt mode.
Yeah, no, the fans. So the Fans Toys one, which is coming out soon, they are doing like the super deformed version. But the previous Masterpiece versions were all going for a more or less accurate look.
Yeah. So that's the Ocular Max one there, if that's what you're talking about, just to be sure.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
No, it's not. X-Trans Bots is closer. But the one that I have, which is the worst in bot mode, but in vehicle mode it's the best, is Ace Cliffjumper.
Funny, that looks almost more like the Supra than a Porsche.
Yeah, so this one is really good. X-Trans Bots is really good.
Hey, Shiba Kobe, we.
So is it this one?
I'm sure that's the one he's referring to. But if you take a look at Ace, it's even better. Ace Cliffjumper.
Yeah, I believe that's that looks more along the lines of what I was talking about. Yeah, I really want to get one of those and set inside my Cliffjumper at car shows.
Yeah, you get the X-Trans Bots one you can get. They reissued it a bunch of times in a bunch of colors. But this is the one that I have, and in bot mode, he's not as good. But
kind of awkward looking face.
Yeah. No, actually, the head sculpt is not bad. It's more so just the proportions are off. Like the legs are kind of small compared to the upper body. But if you look at that alt mode, if you can get his alt mode, it's like a really good, and it's die cast. Like the hood is die cast. Okay, there you go. That's him. Right. So I think that's the best car version.
Yeah, I'd believe that. That looks the most normally proportioned out of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole hood is metal.
And
Unlike
what's
on the other
the
versions.
what's the company that did that?
Ace. That's Ace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I know.
Oh,
what to
his
look
name
for.
is
Okay.
Tumbler.
Yeah.
Hopefully more successful than the microblogging site.
Yeah. So the only thing is, Toy Warp. This is more rare, but it's less. Like you probably could pick this up secondhand, inexpensive, because because the most people want the bot that looks more tune accurate, which is which is all the other options, X-Trans bots or Ocular Max, and now Fans Toys is coming out. So if you wanted this one for the vehicle mode, because it does have the best vehicle mode, you could probably get it cheap.
That's the Fans Toys one.
Oh, okay. When did that come out? That came out. Nobody talked about it. Nobody cared.
A couple months ago, it came out because I got it from Show Z, and they're usually late to get things out from Fans Toys. I'm probably had it for a couple weeks now.
Yeah. Well, do you like it? I think just nobody. I think it's just kind of like. What do you think? Sorry.
I like it. Only thing I wish the face they could have done a little bit more to it, but besides that, I like it. It's kind of like.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say it's just felt like the Masterpiece Bumblebee, except where they cleaned it up a lot.
Okay, so is it as articulated as the Masterpiece Bumblebee?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he. Yeah, he does. He has a waist. Oh, it goes backwards. I thought it went forward, but
He doesn't have his ab crunch.
They did pretty good. No, he didn't. Not much of one. Like they did, they kind of cheated and went more with the hips on that one.
Yeah.
But I like it. And it's not. I mean, the only thing I would say, like when you're putting like transforming in the car mode, trying to get the back end of the car to snap together, you have to almost support it while you're putting pressure on it.
For me, like Fans Toys, this is again, if Rashad was here, maybe he'd be getting upset, but like for me, Fans Toys has been, or it wasn't Rashad, it was who was the other brother we had on here before? I'm forgetting
Jonathan?
his name now. Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah. No, not Jonathan.
Johnny.
The other guy. Johnny.
TF
I
Johnny?
think it's Johnny. Yeah.
TF Johnny. Yeah, TF. Is that Jonathan? TF Johnny? No.
Nope, two different guys.
TF Johnny. I'm talking about TF Johnny. TF Johnny was a little bit. I don't know if he disagreed completely, but he was concerned when I said that Fans Toys has been going downhill the last couple of years, or in the last year. I haven't been as impressed with their releases, and this Cliff Jumper is a good example why. Like, they're following Takara in doing the super deformed version, right? So, but the original idea of Masterpiece Transformers is the vehicles all look exactly like the real world vehicles, and then the bots look exactly like, they did in the G1 cartoon. So here, what they've done with Cliff Jumper is now they're making the vehicle mode also look like the cartoon, as opposed to look like a real world vehicle, right? So that's not the actual Porsche. Toy Warp, remind me, what's the numbers? Porsche 944. It's not a 44. What is it?
Technically, he's a 924 Carrera, but I can't afford one of those. 944 is damn near the same car, so
right, and it's a lot cheaper.
I go with 944, but actually, technically, he's a 924 Carrera.
Okay, fine. Because I always want to say 944, and I'm like, it isn't. That's not right. But yeah, it's right for our budget, so we'll call him a 944. So yeah, so we want it to be a 944, and Fans Toys is not. So Fans Toys, they're fucking up. End of Murder Prime.
It's definitely more within our budget because my 944 only cost me $925 when I first bought it.
Jeez.
Yeah. You can't get one now for under 5,000. Under even like I think it's probably 8,000 or 9,000 to get one now.
No, you can pick them up for around 4 or 5 now, but you definitely can't find one that cheap. That was as nice as mine. Mine was a really good starting point for a project.
Yeah. I was looking for a cheap one like a few years ago, like pre-pandemic, and they were like, and they existed in the $3,000 range, but it was just hard to find a good one. It was more so about availability than price was the issue.
The same thing's happening. Like I own 6 of the Chevy Berettas, and they were kind of cars that collectors would laugh at through the years. Now you can't touch like the '90 Indy pace car version. You can't touch one of those for under 20 grand right now.
Yeah, it's weird.
I bought mine for $490.
It's weird how that happened with old cars, right?
It's
too bad. It's too bad. Like all the cars that we have scrapped over the years, we don't just still have them somewhere.
Oh God, yeah, the Chevy Caprice. I probably own 24 Chevy Caprices, the box ones from the '80s. I paid $100 for them all day long and scrapped so many of them, and now you can't touch one for under $5 grand. It's like, wait, what?
How many cars have you owned in your life? Talking about 24 of one model of a car.
250.
250 cars?
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy.
I own 9 right now.
That's more cars than some people's entire Transformers collections.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
What's really funny though is like Corvettes are major collector's items, and they always have been. But like the C4 Corvettes, like 84 to 96, man, those things are on the cheap right now. And it's so funny too, because guys that bought those things to be collector's items that still have them now have got to be fuming that Cavaliers and Berettas are going for twice the money that their Corvettes are going for right now.
Why do you think it turned out that way?
Because everyone saved their Corvettes and no one saved Cavaliers and Berettas. So finding a really nice one, finding a really nice one anymore. There used to be so many more Cavaliers and Berettas than there were Corvettes.
Yeah, because people just trashed them.
Yeah, people they were disposable cars. So
Anthony, what were you gonna say before?
Oh, I already transformed him, so I couldn't emphasize it. But I was like, if you want Hound to hold his gun straight, just undersling it on the bottom of his fist.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. He can do the whole.
So I was just messing with him. Also, he can do this, the all-important thing.
Yep.
Go in the trailer.
Nice. That's what's important.
Yes.
That's what matters.
So, hitting 10:30, so I say we should wrap up soon. But before we wrap up, any thoughts on the upcoming movie and the trailer?
I'm jazzed. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I like what I see, and I would like to know more. Like it was.
I would like to know more. Tell me more.
Yes. Your ideas intrigue me, and I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, that is crazy though.
How the voice is going to be for.
So does anybody have that figure though? The Optimus Prime, the Rise of the Beast?
Nah, I'm waiting for if they. I have the Studio Series Bumblebee one. I got the fancy Takara repaint of the Studio Series Bumblebee one. Here it is right here. They're gonna have to do a lot to outdo this guy. And you know what? It's already pretty close in terms of the design of the new film, because they didn't really redesign him too much. So I'm like, I'm good with this. This is the one to beat. Outdo this, and then maybe I'll get the other one, See? Close enough.
Smaller, so he's more palm size. I know you like tiny Transformers, so it's easy for you to transform.
I would like to point out that's not the Studio Series one. That's the mainline one. They said there's a Studio Series one coming. So something more along the lines of this guy will exist.
Oh, okay. It was apples to oranges, that lineup that we saw.
Yeah.
They weren't the same class.
Confusingly, they're calling those core figures, even though they're not like core class little guys. Just the Rise of the Beast core stuff. And then the Studio Series line is still existing, and everybody's getting a core figure and a Studio Series figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Studios figure one looks like? Because I've been seeing pictures in groups of the Rise of the Beast Prime highly detailed, very large, and when you move his arms, he's got the round mechanism that rotates as his arm moves up and down.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
that's
super detailed.
that's like a fancy action figure version. That's not the Studio Series one. It's one of them.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Anthony, as you were commenting that that the design of these figures is refined, right? They've had years to do this to work
Yeah.
out these characters. So now, when these guys transform, if we look at the Mirage transformation in slow motion, is this transforming at all like the actual toy, or is it still just CGI morphing?
It's a good question. It was pointed out already that while we didn't get to see it too clearly, Optimus Prime's transformation
Right.
there in the rain was like very G1 style.
Yeah, Torwarp was commenting on that, and that scene in the warehouse there when Mirage was transforming, it just
Yeah.
made me think of that. Just as I caught it at the corner of my eye, it looked a little better than what we saw in Bayverse stuff. So I'm wondering if some of the movement, I'm sure it's not exactly like the toy, it can't be,
Yeah.
but if some of the references like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a
You
good
know,
question. Somebody would need to like actually buy it and like do a breakdown comparing it to like screen grabs or something.
I don't know. I think if you just watch this slow and then you had the toy in your hand, you'd be able to tell.
Yeah, but nobody has the toy in hand at the moment.
Right. No, I mean once we get
Which
it, once
one?
we get it, we'll know.
Well, any of them, Mirage, the new Optimus.
I have Optimus. I got Optimus Primal too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
the figures.
Okay, so do they
He
transform?
got those early for doing Unicron for the movie.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Yeah. I guess he can't tell us about him. He can't show us.
Well, he could, but then he'd have to kill you.
Every time he does that, it's a whole rigmarole. I gotta like negotiate, get sent back down to Earth to explain my mission is not complete. It's so I'd rather not have to go through that,
Well,
Iceman.
I wish that
If you
they
would
just.
chill the fuck out, stop killing people.
Okay,
for
that's
1
kind of
week.
weird. Sounds like somebody got the Transformer Holy Ghost. But like I just said,
Hallelujah. Amen.
Is the Transformer Holy Ghost Starscream?
yep,
That explains why he gets so crazy. Yeah.
it's okay. It's all right, man. It's all right. Sometimes a pet on the forehead does work.
I don't care. You know what? You've offended me, Calvin. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
It's all right, man. It's okay. It's all right. Oh boy, Jeepers Creepers! Where'd you
Oh
get
yeah,
that
RJ Eagle
Transformers?
says, yeah. Anthony is at the premium finish Bumblebee Prime. I got the normal one. One of the better recent Prime molds along with Kingdom Prime. Looks good. Yeah, that's exactly what I got. I had the normal one, and then they came out with the premium finish, and apparently I was feeling like a rich bastard and decided to get this one on top of that and eventually sell the other one, but
Oh no!
Well, what? I got the fancy version. I might as well recoup the cost and sell the normal version. It was hard to find, Somebody got a good regular one. But yeah, this is one of those things where I'm like, you don't need this. If you can find the regular Bumblebee Studio Prime, it's fine. I'm like, This has got blue fists instead of black fists. There's some extra stuff here and here and here, but it's not night and day. If you can get the regular one, it's good too. But this is pretty much like top of the line.
I have that one, and I got the Masterpiece version.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great figures, man. Like I said, I'm just sitting here like, why can't they just give us that Optimus Prime, the Rise of the Beast, and a Masterpiece figure?
It might be in the cards. How long did it take them to do the Bumblebee one? These things come out slowly.
Yeah, I would love to see that, because when I did the video on it, and I went to my Walmart, right? Like the box was on the floor on a pallet, and whoever it was, they kind of went through the box, and I just went and I asked the lady that, can I go through the box? And if it got that red tape on it, it's street dated. So she was like, and I asked her.
Calvin likes to go to the store and ask if he can go inside the boxes that are not out yet.
Yeah, I can do that. But see, like I just said,
he also likes to say, can I go behind the register and help you out there? I don't think you're typing in the price right.
Oh, yep, I do that too. So
I'm sure
yeah,
there's a discount code if you press the button. Miss, just get out the way.
so yeah, so it was on the floor, and I asked her because if it's anything with the red tape, it's street dated. So she said, yeah, yeah. And I just opened up the box, and sure enough, it was right there in the box. And I grabbed Optimus Primo, and I grabbed Optimus Prime. I grabbed both of them
And ran as fast as you could.
to the register. You damn Skippy.
You just go
And
to the register and it's like Transformer. I'll punch it in as red delicious apples, 3 minutes.
yeah, and it came up as $15 a piece.
$1.99 a pound.
Yep.
And then I
As long as you
said,
don't
yep,
punch those eggs.
yep. And I was very happy. And I walked out. I said, don't y'all do this shit again.
Tell them you're an inspector. I caught you red-handed.
You just walk in with a clipboard and a determined expression.
There you
Yeah,
go.
because I thought it was strange that, because some of the figures, they ain't out up here yet. Like y'all got Hound and Thundercracker, right? We haven't seen those yet.
I haven't seen them down here.
I pre-ordered mine.
So I
That's the
don't
only
know.
way I get them.
Spin, I know we're getting close to the end, but did you watch the rest of Picard season 3 this week?
Wait, sorry. No, I haven't watched any of it yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to watch it this week.
You said that last week.
I know,
Oh,
working life, but that one clip, that one video that you did send me, we're going to feature that next week because that was very interesting. So I'm not going to mention anything just yet.
Oh, intriguing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You also have to get on. Yeah, I know I'm giving you like a to-do list, like I'm the boss or something, but you also have to get on getting us all in one big chat so we can discuss things in between shows.
Yes.
yeah, but man, I just got that feeling about this movie. It's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be like a trilogy, and then because the other Transformers movie is gonna come out next year, the
Transformers
CGI one.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to kick off a whole lot of stuff too. Because now we might see more new villains that we never seen before, and they may not be the same ones that we expected.
It all depends on how well this one does.
Shiba Kobe says, I've seen a TFMT G1 reissue TC in Wally World.
Yeah. That's the only place you're going to see them because they're Walmart exclusives.
Yep. Yep. Who knows? And then I guess I get my Optimus Prime, the big beefy boy. He comes probably next week or something.
Okay.
So the Gamerverse one, wherever they call it.
Oh yeah, the War for Cybertron guy.
So
Gears of War Optimus. Built
right
like him, and the
on
game was like
Rampage.
Gears of War 2.
It looked like he on steroids.
Yeah, it was the style of the time.
I said, "Dang, man."
Gears of War made all the money, so they were like, "Hey, let's do a third-person shooter, and let's make everybody really beefy."
You know what though? What it's crazy how Activision, how they just shut that game down, man. Just imagine if they did a remaster of that game, that would make so much fucking money.
Yeah, it's so weird. They're putting out figures, but they aren't reissuing the game. You'd think they would. It'd be easy money.
Wait, hold on. They're doing figures from the High Moon games?
Yeah. The Studio Series Gamer editions. They're making new figures. They're doing Optimus as a Voyager, Bumblebee, and they're doing Barricade, who never had a figure before. And probably more.
Yep.
I'm grasping where Barricade was in the game.
He was the first level of the Decepticon campaign. And the story mode.
Have I heard anything about the new game that's supposed to be coming out? Because it just fell off the radar.
Yeah,
it's
happening.
Man, well, that's why they wouldn't redo the Grimlock, because I've got the Grimlock from Fall of Cybertron. The Grimlock there in the middle, that's Fall of Cybertron's Grimlock. But that's the only toy I ever saw come out of that whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, these are just like random pictures of the three they're doing. So they're doing Swole Optimus with an axe. Look at how big he is. They're doing a kind of janky looking Bumblebee. And then you got Barricade here on the right, who, that's the most interesting one because that's the first time you got a figure. And, rumors are they're going to do a Megatron, maybe a obvious Cliff Jumper retool. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe just getting the Optimus because that's a good looking Optimus no matter what way you slice it. And the fact that he's all beefy and swole is just like really funny to me.
That's Optimus Prime when he never stopped going to the gym.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Where's that one really good photo? This is the one that always makes me laugh because they're just like, just look at that.
Oh yes.
Just a slab of a robot. Look at his head compared to his shoulders.
Dude, that is like insane.
That's what he looked like.
And I pre-ordered that figure, but that's at GameStop's got him though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Hulk version of Optimus.
Yeah.
Right.
That's his Hulkbuster suit.
Yep.
The funny thing is, remember, this is the Transformers Prime one because this is meant to be, the start of that story. So, I guess he lost his muscle mass when he came to Earth.
That's wow. But it would be nice though, man, if they can reactivate them games, man, because there's a time now. If they can do that now, man, it'll fly like hotcakes.
Yeah, but it's like they're putting the figures out, so it's really weird that they're not like at least like putting the game up on like a digital store, like for the new consoles or something.
Right.
If it was like a really basic port, it's kind of odd that they're making all these figures out of like something that's like not currently available unless you track down like a used copy.
Yeah, I think that's what I might end up probably doing because I wanted to play those games. I just forgot all about it, and I just started playing the Transformer Devastator. That's the only one I played.
Yeah,
that was it.
Shiba Kobe says Mirage used double team. It's super effective. Note I'm fully aware that abilities like double team can't be super effective because they don't do any damage. This is a joke.
Good, real Pokemon player.
And Stephen Box says Rodimus Prime.
Just in general.
Because
I agree. Sure.
And Stephen Box says aligned continuity, and then RJ Eagle says, I hope they make Omega Supreme from that Fall of Cybertron game.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
And Shiba Kobe says Kremzeek is the first Pokemon. Changed my mind. I agree with that.
Oh, you're right.
No,
he said his name and
he's
everything.
Electric Gremlin. That's not true. He's Electric Gremlin. Which I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say as we're wrapping up, and before I ask Anthony what's coming up in the reviews, a question to everyone in the comments: are they going to see the new movie on June 9th in the theaters, or are they waiting until it comes out to a streaming service?
Damn.
I tell you what I'm going to wait for. I'm going to wait for the review from the children of Primus to tell me if I should go see this movie or not.
Oh boy,
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you, is that what you gonna go? I'm gonna tell you, is that what you gonna go do? You're gonna go there and look at that Screen Rant. You're gonna look at Rotten Tomatoes, and you look at all these critics that went to movie. They don't even collect Transformer figures. They don't read comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot of people going for that, just like the G.I. Joe. Like, that's the difference between Marvel Comics and IDW Comics. And most people out here getting these figures, they don't know. They don't know nothing. I'm sorry. Like, I'm clowning, bro. This whole week, from Monday to today, I've been clowning folks, man.
No, but you know what? It's true, and I avoid those like certain websites for that, and the same thing I've said to Anthony many times in terms of the reviews that Anthony writes for our website, childrenofprimus.com/news and reviews. His reviews are more thorough, and you can tell he actually likes Transformers and knows what he's talking about. I've seen reviews on another website, and I'm like, this person just put together a bunch of sentences and paragraphs, creating theories on something that nobody's ever seen in the episode or movie that they're describing, and I'm like, it's just complete garbage. And they call themselves a writer and call themselves a source of whatever it is.
Because at first they said the movie was a mess and all of this. I said, damn. So what y'all doing? Y'all watching the movie for the people now? I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? I said, damn, let's go watch the fucking movie first so I can decide what the fuck I want to see. Not what you want to predict. And I'm like, damn. And I wrote underneath the comments, go read the fucking comic books in big ass bold capital letters, bro. I did it just like that, just to piss everybody off.
That kind of reminds me back when the 2007 movie happened. Like when Spider-Man came out and kind of kicked off the whole comic book movie deal. I shut up because I didn't read Spider-Man comics. I wasn't a Spider-Man aficionado. The next superhero movie come out. I shut up because I wasn't, the aficionado on them. I never read those comics. And then Transformers came out, and I didn't know shit because it was completely different from what everything I knew. I literally had to tell people, like, listen,
I'm
what came before. Really was waiting for like my time to shine, to be that fucking nerd, to do everything, and the movie just flipped everything on its head and just walked away from what it was supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they did those Spider-Man movies way too advanced. But it was okay. I can see that. It's like they went into the newer continuity when he got the black suit and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, oh boy. And they could have introduced more villains and could have kept that series going.
What, the Tobey Maguire series?
Oh fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody quit. That's the only reason why it ended. They were like, the director and all the actors were like, yeah, we're good. We're done.
Wow.
And then a million years later, they pulled a dump truck full of money up to his house to get him to show up in the new one, obviously. But,
So, it was really good, though. I really enjoyed seeing all three of the Spider-Mans in one.
Oh, yeah. No,
in one shot. That was really entertaining.
That was.
Yeah. Marvel's very hit and miss with me these days, but that one was a hit in my books.
So that's why I was like, they're doing off the new comics now, which it's all right. They're starting to explore now, which is good. And I hope they do this with Transformers, man, because I would like to see them do a Marvel mashup, bro. Like literally, I want to see Galactus and Unicron. That's all I want to see. That's it. That is it. You give me that brings me true happiness. All the above.
Went to the Sarasota Comic-Con this weekend and picked up 5 of the original comic books. And it was really weird because they're in really good shape, and they were only $5 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Such a weird Comic-Con because anything there that was Transformers or old was like dirt cheap, but there wasn't a whole lot there. Everything was like really new.
Okay.
It was like, everything there was, it seemed to be like all based around anime. Like there was a bajillion anime booths, selling different stuff from animes and stuff. There wasn't anything hardly for Transformers. There wasn't anything hardly for anything that was old. It was all just new stuff.
Dang. Sometimes Transformers is Japanese enough that it gets in under the anime radar at these things, but I guess this wasn't one of those times.
Right.
You'd think if it was an anime convention, yeah, but it's supposed to be like a Comic-Con, like a small Comic-Con convention. And yeah, it was all anime stuff. It was so weird.
So RJ Eagle says, regardless of the reviews, I'll see a movie in general, no matter what the movie is. I think as a fan, it wouldn't hurt to see it, but I guess it's a matter of when. Me, opening night, just kidding. Well, RJ, since I know you're in the same city with us, possibly, a bunch of us could connect and go watch it like we did with the re-release of the '86 movie.
Yeah.
And Professor Day has a question for Calvin. Who wins, Galactus versus Unicron?
Oh boy, I don't know. I think this might be an even match, but who to say? I like I just said, if Unicron's transformed, he's the same size as Galactus. Same size. They're both internals, or whatever they call them. They're both supreme beings. They can produce their own heralds. So I think it would just burn itself out. They equally.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Galactus to
Yeah,
weigh. I don't know anything about Galactus other than to say I know he's the size of Unicron, but that's all I know about him.
Yeah, I know of him, but yeah, I don't have enough.
Oh, dude, y'all better go read. You better go read.
Stop using four-letter words with me.
I'm like literally like, dude, like the dude can create his own set of universes just like Unicron, bro. They're both the same, but they don't go into details because they both got superpower. They're both gods. And at the same time, they can go beyond gods. That's where the Eternals come in at. So I consider them motherfuckers like eternal levels because they can create their own universes and create their own heralds or armies.
Okay, now I throw a question to you. Would Silver Surfer and Galvatron be a fair fight since they're like technically the offspring types from Galactus and Unicron?
No. Silver Surfer will wipe the floor with him.
What?
Yes. Yes. He will wipe the floor with him. Go look up all his powers and all his upgrades. Now, if Galvatron gets a hold off the surfboard, it's over. But as long as Silver Surfer stay on that board, he cannot be touched. Yeah. And he is able to hold Thor's hammer.
Is he now?
Okay.
Yes. That's the only thing. If Galvatron can get a hold of that board, any kind of source of power linked to that board, it's over.
Well, being hit from a fusion cannon that draws its energy from another dimension.
That won't work. That would not work.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of firepower there.
No, it won't work. It would not work.
Well, it would be interesting to see how that would play out between the two of them.
Because he can absorb that. Silver Surfer can absorb that energy, bro.
Ah, okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. Go read your comics. Go read. Don't look at pictures.
I have to read it. I've got your superior knowledge to tell me.
I'm just saying, man. Just read your comics. Just read. And right now, what they're doing, they just got a new comic book out where him and Thor, they actually went at it again. And I'm like, man, because now Thor done got so many upgrades now. The dude got the Phoenix Force. Then he got the Odin Force. Bro, it's so much going on. It's crazy.
This has been my slow project since October. Giant Spider-Man omnibus of the very original Steve Ditko Stan Lee stuff.
Ooh.
It's been my only real comics opinions, which is, I like it when Spider-Man punches the guys. Hey, convenient page I opened up on.
Nice.
He's holding back. Spider-Man is always holding back. Yeah. You do know that, right?
Yeah, that much I know.
He pulls
the same as
punches.
Superman.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm less of a intergalactic guy and more like I like when this guy jams around the city on the street level.
Yeah, because I think they got the updated Marvel Comics book now. It's like a big old dictionary. Mm-hmm. It's updated.
Cool.
And they got a DC one too that's updated. I've seen both of them at Target. Yep.
Yeah, and they're both hungry. Silver Surfer Black. Him taking on the King of the Symbiotes. Did he get venomed? Is that why? Is that why he was Silver Surfer Black? I know there's a period there where they were venoming everyone.
Yeah, dude. It so much went on like through those comics, bro, from the early 70s up to now. So much stuff happened.
Venomed is an adjective now.
Wow. And Venom, those Simmons has been around for a long time too. They just got to them in the early 80s or 90s with Todd McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
You hear these crazy meows coming from the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay,
Sounds
man.
like a cat torture chamber.
It's this vicious bobcat. It's okay.
Cap just really wants my attention. Yes. Come here. Hello. Say hi.
Oh boy, the vicious bobcat.
So, Anthony, what do you have coming up on the review for this week?
Well, I looked at that Gamer Edition figure there that was coming out, and I thought, why don't I have a look at another version of aligned Optimus Prime? So this is a first edition Voyager Optimus Prime from 2011, who was extremely hard to find back in the day. I remember driving 40 minutes away to another town because I heard there was one on the shelf, and lo and behold, I managed to find him. And yeah, so I decided to give him a new review with pictures and text and a lot of comparisons to modern figures as opposed to 2011 guys. So you can have a sort of a look back at him tomorrow on childrenofprimus.com.
Cool.
Sometimes I just look at old stuff because it strikes my fancy.
And anything coming up for you this week?
Unfortunately, I'm still working on trying to get that Days of Thunder slot car set. It just keeps eluding me at the time it takes to do it. So I'm still working on that. But I did realize here real quick the toy I brought up earlier, this car. Let me see if I can get it all in one shot here. But on the screen there, that's my actual Chevy Caprice, and then that's the toy I picked up.
I can see the same
I can't
silhouette.
tell if I'm getting it, but
yeah, I can see that the silhouette's the same at least.
Yeah, that's how close it is. It's the mold on it is it's the best I've ever seen for my car.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I just happened to look over at my Xbox, seen it was on, see my car sitting there. I'm like, hey, yeah. But no, I'm still working on that Days of Thunder video. I'm still working on trying to get the time to get the Days of Thunder video. So yeah,
you really are living in the Days of Thunder.
Midnight reference.
Charlie, any upcoming things on your end?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted, bro.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm supposed to be getting the Masterpiece Skyfire. Sorry, my kids and wife keep dropping down in the basement, asking me questions. But yeah, Big Bad Toy Store supposedly got them in finally, and so we'll see when that arrives.
I'm going to be real interested in seeing people directly compare that to the Siege Commander, see what each one does and does not do, does and does not do better, stuff like that.
You know, somebody got that video coming.
They got that oversized one that I haven't seen come out in the Siege version.
So wait, are they both the same size then?
Well, the Siege, the oversized version is supposed to be bigger. I don't know how much bigger, but there's all this talk of it, and then all these Skyfire, Jetfires started getting releases, and I haven't heard anything about it anymore.
Dang.
So.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it. That's all I got.
Okay. Hey, Calvin, what about you, sir?
Oh, for me, as long as they keep making movies and cartoons, I'm happy to collect those figures. That's about it, man.
Cool. Well, thank you again to everyone that came out in the comments, and then for you guys, jumping in and us just having our usual chats, and I think we'll have another good one for next week, which I'll try to get the flyer out within the next couple days.
Interested to see, because it's a mystery to me.
Ominous.
I would say predict the next villain in the next movie.
Oh, there you go. Perspective N did a new What is the Best, where he compared Siege and Masterpiece Jetfires. I'm like, I have no stakes in that battle because I don't have or plan to get either of them, but I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I guess that is it for this week. So until all are one and peace out to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Here's the underslung hound gun. Let's end it on that. This is how you get him to put his thing straight.
Yes.
Upside down.